Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Steel City Sports Report, where we talk everything Steelers, Penguins, and Pirates. I am your host, Brady Vini, and I am juiced up. I know all of you are as well. Thursday night football is upon us. Your Pittsburgh Steelers, their first prime time matchup of the season. They head on the road tonight to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. The Steelers 4-1, the Bengals 2-4. Lots of implications afoot in this game. The Steelers could put a stranglehold on the AFC North, or the Bengals, they can keep what little hopes they have alive of making a run for the division title without Joe Burrow this season. Welcome all of you in here right now. Before we get into our pregame festivities and into the game itself here in about 20 minutes, I want to first off say, if you are new here, welcome. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so that you never miss when I am live or make a video on the channel. Again, we are up to 604 subscribers, recently breaking 600 here on the channel. Let's keep that number going up and up. Also, if you want, hit that like button, share this live stream, and leave a comment in the comment section. Any thoughts, questions, opinions, reactions, anything of that sort that is on your mind for tonight's game, by all means, get those in there into the comments section. I appreciate it when you do. Also, go give the channel a follow at Steel City SR on Facebook, Instagram, and X. To the comment section we go here. A reoccurring viewer, Freight Train, welcome back. As always, your first comment here of the night. People making a big deal about Tomlin's statement about the trade. Yes, a big stink Mike Tomlin did make about the Cleveland Browns trading Joe Flacco, tonight's opposing quarterback for the Steelers, to the Cincinnati Bengals. We will talk a bunch about Rodgers and Flacco here in a moment, but some feisty words from Mike Tomlin on Monday during his press conference, a side of him that we have rarely seen. But hey, I like Tomlin when, he speaks his mind and doesn't hold anything back. So I like that. Freight Train, I don't know about you. To the pregame news and notes that we have for tonight. We begin, of course, Steelers versus Bengals. Steelers 4-1, Bengals 2-4. Like I mentioned, some top stories, key matchups for tonight's game, inactives, and final predictions. We will get to starting now. Top stories, the top one, the quarterbacks, of course. Welcome to the Icy Hot Bowl, the Just for Men match, the Unction, whatever, name you have for this duel between these two quarterbacks as they meet for possibly the final time in their careers. On the Steelers side of this matchup, you have 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers, who has reinvigorated this offense and has restored faith for Steelers fans that this team might actually be a force to reckon with in the later portions of the regular season and the playoffs this year. He has shown that age is just a number. Rodgers already throwing for over 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns, and a 68.8 completion percentage through 5 games this season. Stuff that we haven't seen from the quarterback position since a certain number 7 who used to run things around the AFC North. If Rodgers keeps this up, then the 4-time NFL MVP, he might make a case to make himself a 5-time NFL MVP. Opposing him this evening, 40-year-old Joe Flacco, a familiar face, too much so for all of us Steelers fans. We thought we would see the longtime Baltimore Raven with the Cleveland Browns last week. Freight Train, you brought up that trade, but the Browns, traded Flacco to a division opponent in the Cincinnati Bengals, confusingly to all of us and really a bunch of people in the NFL. Very rare that you see in-division trades, especially at such a critical position like quarterback. Flacco this year, I believe he has thrown for 1,000 yards, kind of like Rodgers, over 1,000 yards. He has a touchdown to interception ratio of 4-6 with a 33.6 QBR. So unlike Rodgers, he has shown his age. This will be his 9th day with Cincinnati, and it will be his second start with the Bengals. However, there are legitimate reasons why Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin, he is being extra cautious and maybe even a little bit worried about facing Flacco heading into tonight's game. About a year ago, Flacco off the bench led the Indianapolis Colts to a 27-24 win over the Steelers, throwing 2 passing touchdowns in that game. He could turn back the clock and do that again tonight. So, of course, not a 0% chance that the Steelers, they could be in for one hell of a fight tonight against the Bengals. These two quarterbacks, Rodgers and Flacco, they come into tonight's game at a combined age of 81 years old, and this will be the third time in NFL history that two quarterbacks 40 years or older will start against each other. The last 2 times, 2 future Hall of Famers as well, in Tom Brady and Drew Brees. They did it twice back in 2020. They aren't as young or mobile as they once were, Flacco and Rodgers. In Flacco's case, I mean, he really wasn't that mobile to begin with. But we could be in store for a hell of a duel between 2 experienced and smart quarterbacks tonight, looking to one-up each other one final time. A team going into the second story here for tonight. These 2 teams, one team sailing smoothly right now, going up against a team that is taking on water. Kind of like how each of these quarterbacks' seasons have gone. Rodgers off to a hot start. Flacco, not so much. Their teams reflect similar fortunes as of late. The black and gold, let's start with them. They come in 4-1 on the season, a 3-game winning streak, taking down the Patriots, Vikings, and then on Sunday, the Browns. During this streak, the offense, they have found more rhythm in the running and passing game thanks to the jumbo TE personnel that they use a lot. And the defense, they have been lights out and, dare I say, have earned every single penny of the $150 million that they have invested on that side of the ball. Aaron Rodgers, Arthur Smith, they are working with excellent symmetry right now, getting the offense going early in games. The pass rush for the Steelers has been one of, if not the best unit in all of football for the past 3 weeks. And the Steelers, they haven't been outcoached or have beaten their own asses per se on this win streak. So while they sit atop the AFC North division, all other teams in the division, they have been down in the dumps, and they are starting to barely become visible in that rearview mirror. So the Steelers, they have a great chance tonight to grab a stranglehold on this division. The closest to the Steelers in that aforementioned, rearview mirror, you got the Bengals, who they play tonight. They got out to a hot 2-0 start to begin the year. And then, getting out to a hot 2-0 start for the Bengals, pretty rare for them. But then they came crashing down, and I mean like Hindenburg level of crashing down. In a little over a month, Cincinnati has lost arguably their 2 most cannot lose players. Quarterback Joe Burrow, he's been out since week 2, toe turf injury that required surgery. He suffered against the Jacksonville Jaguars in week 2. He has about 2 months left to go in his recovery from that injury. And just this past week against the Green Bay Packers, they lost defensive end Trey Hendrickson. He, suffering a hip injury, will be out for at least tonight's game. So down Burrow, Bengals, losers of 4 straight, and the loss of Hendrickson takes away their most and pretty much only dynamic player on defense. They have struggled mightily on offense and defense and haven't gotten those units to, sync up yet in terms of this half. The defense plays well, but the offense can't get going. And then in this half, the defense falls flat, but the offense finally figures things out. So they are going to try to work out those kinks tonight. Will the Steelers continue their tear and just about put the AFC North division title out of reach of all other teams? We will see. Or will the Bengals overcome the odds against them and upset the Steelers, making us all here once again wonder, is this team a pretender or a contender as they head into a much tougher second half of the schedule. Last two stories here for tonight's game, last two top stories. Will Tomlin or Rodgers, whose pattern on Thursday Night Football will reign supreme tonight? Out of all the positives that I just laid out for the Steelers in the first two stories for tonight, the Steelers, they have going their way, all that good stuff, but history for head coach Mike Tomlin in this game is a humongous negative. In his career on the road on Thursday Night Football, Mike Tomlin, a 2-9 record, in the Steelers in the Super Bowl era, 0-8 on Thursday Night Football against AFC North opponents. Also, when you have had AFC North versus AFC North Thursday Night Football games, the home team has won 9 straight matchups. So all of those stats not in favor of the Steelers whatsoever tonight. The Steelers' last road Thursday Night Football win was in 2016 against the Indianapolis Colts. So yeah, nothing good there for the Steelers on that front. However, something that could cancel it out or, even overcome those stats, Aaron Rodgers and how he performs in these games. Rodgers, pretty much a master of leading his team to victory on short weeks, holding a record of 13-5 on Thursday Night Football in his career. That is second most Thursday Night Football wins in NFL history behind Tom Brady. And Rodgers in these Thursday night matchups, 42 touchdowns to just 5 interceptions. That is an absolutely insane Hall of Fame first ballot type of interception to touchdown ratio, or touchdown interception ratio on these games. I guess it also helps tonight that the Steelers, they are 3-0 this season when they do not play in Acrisure Stadium. They've won both of their road games, and they won that home game that wasn't in Acrisure. It was over in Ireland. So the Steelers are performing well outside of their home venue this season. Will both these trends, with both these trends butting heads tonight, I'd like to think that the quarterback, knowing how to navigate through these treacherous waters, will be a bigger factor than the coach on the sideline. And, of course, the last, top story tonight, of course, everyone's going to mention it's a short week for both these teams. Neither team really has an advantage over the other team for tonight's matchup in terms of rest, so I'm not really going to take this too seriously. However, the Steelers, they are, just now, a week and a half removed from a bye week, and they did play in the 1 o'clock window on Sunday against the Browns, while the Bengals, they played in the 4:25 window against the Packers, so a bit of a couple-hour difference there in favor of the Steelers. Going to get into key matchups for tonight's game in a moment, but to the comment section we go real quick. Tons of commenters in here right now. Steelers prods, welcome back, Steelers. You got a prediction there, 38-19. My prediction for this game, I'll admit, not too far off from yours there, Steeler prod. We'll get to that here in a moment. Freight Train, 31-21. That one kind of closer in terms of the Bengals score, but not as close as Steeler prods in terms of how many points I think the Steelers are going to put up tonight. Also bet we run the ball a ton. That may or may not be in my final score prediction there, Freight Train. We'll get to that. Flacco in here as always. The good Flacco, not the bad Flacco, who we are going to watch on the TV tonight. As a matter of fact, his big dumb face pops up right there. The old unibrown right there. My dad in the comment section. Let's do this. Tons of you in here right now, ready for some Steeler football. And before we get into this game tonight, let's go real quick, hit on some key matchups for tonight's game. Matchup number 1, Jamar Chase and T. Higgins versus Jalen Ramsey and Joey Porter Jr. This is by far the main event of tonight's game and might be the best wide receiver duo versus corner duo matchup of the entire season. It's like a WWE Tag Team Championship match. The Mega Powers versus the Road Warriors, the Hardy Boys versus the Dudley Boys, the Usos versus the New Day. Two duos of those calibers going head-to-head tonight. First off, the Bengals, if they are going to pull off this win tonight, that means Jamar Chase and T. Higgins had great games. Chase coming off of a 10-reception day against the Packers on Sunday. So we know Flacco, he is going to try to get him the ball a ton. Meanwhile, T. Higgins, not off to the hottest of starts this season, but he can turn it on and be a game wrecker at any time, no matter who is throwing those two the ball. Whatever team has Higgins and Chase, they are always going to have a chance to win. Opposing them, you have Jalen Ramsey and Joey Porter Jr. Starting with Ramsey, Steelers GM Omar Khan, he looks like a genius trading Minkah Fitzpatrick for Ramsey in the offseason. Upon first donning the black and gold up until this moment, tonight, Ramsey, he has gotten back to that all-pro type of play again. He's made big plays in big moments in just about every game, and he has done it with a swagger and attitude that has elevated those around him. Right behind him on the depth chart, Joey Porter Jr. Haven't seen him much this week. Last week, he returned against the Browns after suffering a hamstring injury week 1. But in a small sample size that we've seen from JPJ this year, he has looked better in many areas of this game. He's stickier in coverage. He's playing the ball more, looking for turnovers. And I don't think he's been penalized yet this year either. So his handsiness has gotten better, at least, not drawing flags. If I were to match up these guys, I'd put Ramsey on Chase tonight a good bit, and also Porter most of the time. Going to be up against Higgins. I'm not saying that one matchup is more favorable than the other here, but Ramsey does have significant experience covering Chase, especially on the biggest stage of the Super Bowl. And Porter, I want to see him get his lick back tonight against Higgins. He had 6 penalties against Higgins and these Bengals last year. Also, it would be disrespectful if I didn't at least mention Darius Slay in this matter. If Ramsey plays free safety in the Steelers' base defense tonight, you will see Slay rotate in, covering Chase and Higgins a good bit. So we will keep Slay in mind. It is this specific matchup for this specific game that Omar Khan and the Steelers went out and got Ramsey and Slay in the offseason. Let's see how their plan to combat Chase and Higgins works out tonight. Matchup number 2 here for tonight. Hades versus Zeus. Herbig versus Orlando Brown. Reason why I, branded this matchup that way. Orlando Brown, his nickname is Zeus. But the way Nick Herbig, he's playing as of late, he has been like the god of the underworld and death for opposing quarterbacks. He's been getting to the backfield a ton. Herbig, he's been good, if not better, than his outside linebacking peers, TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith. He comes in tonight, 4.5 sacks, 4th most in the NFL through 5 games this year. Meanwhile, Brown struggling, has allowed 5 sacks and 19 pressures so far this year. These two matched up last year. Herbig had the last laugh. He got a strip sack on Joe Burrow that was taken back to the house by Peyton Wilson. So I want to see how these two, how have they learned anything since their previous matchup. Herbig having the advantage over Brown, in my opinion, sort of echoes across the entire defensive line for the Steelers tonight, which brings me into my final matchup, and that is the trench warfare on both sides of the ball between these two teams. Steelers defensive line against Cincinnati's offensive line. The Steelers defense in the past 3 games, 77 pressures, 17 sacks, and 7 turnovers. They are clicking on all cylinders right now, going up against the Bengals O-line that I don't think I need to list stats for you to know how leaky they are. The Steelers offensive line versus the Bengals D-line, though. The offensive line for the black and gold, much better in recent performances. They've kept Rodgers upright a bit more, and the running game has started to pick up, mainly because they have started utilizing a jumbo tight end package featuring Darnell Washington and Spencer Anderson. Using that jumbo package, the Steelers, they have passed the ball 11 for 11 for 103 yards. And when they ran it for 21 times, they've gotten 120 yards and a touchdown. The Bengals defense, they have struggled to stop the run. And I have seen that they are giving up some good passing yards when they go up against jumbo tight end personnel. So a big matchup on both sides of the ball in the trenches tonight between the Steelers and the Bengals. All right, with that, key matchups out of the way, trying to wrap up real quick before kickoff. Inactives, real quick here for tonight's game. Some key inactives. Calvin Austin out for the Steelers. Second game missed with him with a shoulder injury. Miles Killebrew, he got placed on IR today, so he is out for at least 4 weeks, probably the season. Good news, though. Per the Steelers, Deshaun Elliott arrived in Cincinnati this morning. He is playing tonight, was listed as questionable with a personal matter. Hopefully everything's still okay with him. Happy that he is out there with the Steelers tonight. For the Bengals, tons missing for them. Mike Gesicki, their top tight end, pectoral injury. He's on IR. Tanner Hudson, another tight end. He's out with concussion. Trey Hendrickson, their top defensive player, did not finish Sunday's game against the Packers. Was a long shot to play tonight. He is inactive. And the last notable inactive here, Cam Taylor-Britt, one of their seemingly starting corners. He is inactive today, a healthy inactive. So found that interesting. Weather tonight at kickoff in Cincinnati, a beautiful 64 degrees, clear skies. Kickoff is away, and this one will be fielded back at the goal line, brought forward by Keyshawn Williams for the Steelers. Runs into a pair of Bengals right there around the 30-yard line, and that is where we start things here tonight. Final predictions for this game tonight as Aaron Rodgers takes the field. As much as Tomlin has struggled on Thursday Night Football, this Steelers team just feels different. I think they are going to get out to a hot start tonight against the Bengals. We will see it here on this first play as the Steelers offense sets up here. Going to get to my final score prediction after this first play. Rodgers with Jaylen Warren to his right. Rodgers takes the snap. Bengals rush 4. Back to pass. Quick hitter here to Warren. Bounces off of one tackle. Spins out of another. And an impressive 3 yards gain there by Jaylen Warren. That looked like it was going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage, but he fought his way forward. Back to my final prediction here. I think Rodgers outperforms Flacco once again. The Steelers are going to get out to a fast start. The Bengals have been outscored 79-9 in the first half in their last 4 games. And the defense, that overwhelming pass rush, is going to force a couple of turnovers tonight. Cincinnati, their defense has given up 52 points when the offense has turned over the ball this season. Rodgers sets up a quick screen here, and there is Pat Freiermuth, a man draped all over him, and that is going to be close to first down yardage. Demetrius Knight with the tackle, but hang on here. This is coming back. The Steelers, a false start on Jonnu Smith. So now it's going to be 2nd down and 11, the first penalty of the night on the Steelers. My final score prediction, Steelers win this one 41-24. I think Aaron Rodgers has 2 passing touchdowns tonight, one to Metcalf, one to a tight end, don't know who. Jaylen Warren, 100 yards on the ground tonight with 2 touchdowns. And just for fun, I think Caleb Johnson might get his first touchdown of the season tonight. He is in his hometown of Hamilton, Ohio, just north of Cincinnati. Jalen Ramsey, I think, will also get a pick tonight, at least one. So now we are heading real quick, ladies and gentlemen, 5 of you in here, to 4th and 11. And this has not been a good start for the Steelers. Rodgers chucking that ball in the dirt a minute ago at the feet of Jonnu Smith. 3rd and 11 here from the 29.5. Rodgers in an empty backfield. 12 personnel for the Steelers. Back to throw is Rodgers. Rodgers, he's going to line one up deep for DK Metcalf. He got him! Big play there! Metcalf going up against, I think that was number 20, DJ Turner. A big game there on 3rd and long and a new set of downs for the Steelers. Outstanding job right there. Metcalf a little out and then right up the field. Rodgers scanning the entire field, started with Metcalf, came back to him in the end. Fantastic pickup right there and a new set of downs for the Steelers. Great start right there. This takes the Steelers all the way up to the Bengals 31. It's a pitch here to Jalen Warren. Warren running to the left, now cuts back to the right and gets a gain of 5 yards. Second down and manageable. Gonna go here to the comment section real quick. I got to catch up on a bunch of your guys' comments. I do see them. I probably will get to them on the first commercial break here. I promise I do see those. Flacco, hell yeah. Right there with that last play to Metcalf. I will get to your comments. I promise. Looks like this is our first look at the jumbo package for the night. Anderson, Washington lined up to the right of the rotation. It's a pitch here to Jalen Warren. Finds a hole, cuts up, first down, up past the 20, up to the 14. Darnell Washington went in motion during that play. Warren found a hole, and it's a new set of downs here for the Steelers. And now they are in the red zone for the first time tonight. Are they going to start with a bang here tonight? Let's hope so. Rodgers looks like he was yelling after that play. Not sure if that was at a Steeler or if he was yelling at a Bengals player right there. Let's see. 1st and 10 here. Hayward in motion. It's a pitch again to Warren. Again, he finds a hole. Gets up this time to around the 10. Second down now. Again, looking at this Bengals defensive line tonight, going up against the Steelers offensive line. I do give Pittsburgh the advantage there. No Trey Hendrickson tonight for the Bengals. He would have been lined up against Broderick Jones. Instead, he gets Miles Murphy tonight. So we'll see how that matchup plays out. B.J. Hill, Shamar Stewart, their first-round rookie out of Texas A&M, another guy for them. Rodgers faking the handoff to Gainwell, fires towards the end zone, and it's off the hands of Connor Hayward, just out of reach for number 83. And now it's going to be 3rd and 6. Hayward lined up as a fullback on that snap, leaked out of the backfield, was one-on-one with number 22 for the Bengals. That is safety Geno Stone, the former Baltimore Raven, and it was just off the fingers of Hayward. Now it's 3rd and 6. Ball at the 10. The first down marker just shy of the 4. Rodgers looking to pass with time. Now rolls out to his right. Back to his left. He's buying time. Rodgers firing towards the end zone. Wide open. It's Jonnu Smith. He had all day. Rodgers and the Steelers have taken the ball right down the field, a touchdown on the opening drive. Rodgers buying himself some time. Great protection by the offensive line as someone was trying to get open in the end zone. It is Jonnu Smith. I believe that was about 6 or 7 seconds it took for Rodgers to get rid of that ball. The extra point from Chris Boswell is... And it is a opening drive touchdown. I believe that is the 3rd time this year that the Steelers have done so. A 7-0 lead, just like that. Bit of a penalty, issue to begin that drive, but DK Metcalf, Jalen Warren with some big plays capped off by Jonnu Smith all alone in the middle of that end zone. Rodgers finding the man that can get free. Great stuff there. There is the score right there. To the comments section we go. Touchdown, Flacco. Let's go. Nice drive. Damn, we looked great. That is some outstanding perseverance and overcoming adversity by the Steelers on that opening drive. Great stuff right there. They move right down the field in 7-0, just like that. Now we are going to, while we're on commercial break here, catch up with some of the comments here going on. I do see your comments. I just apologize if I do not get to them. Best, don't worry about reading that. Flacco the Master Tech is a joke now. Got a 6-month guy. Make it by manipulating his numbers. yeah, hopefully talking to Flacco right there, that Flacco in. There we go. Testing, testing. There we go. All right, I think we are. My mic unplugged there for a second. Apologize. Just real quick, let me check, make sure we are still all good. Yep, all good on the mic. So sorry about that. Let's put Flacco on his wallet tonight. Yeah, defense gonna eat. We're gonna get our first look at that here in a minute. This offensive line for the Bengals, like I mentioned, I don't really need to pull up any stats for you guys to know what kind of unit they are. There's a reason why Joe Burrow isn't quarterback right now for the Bengals, so we will see. 2 interceptions tonight, Flacco says. That'd be good. I do think we got at least 2 turnovers in store, and I'm hoping Jalen Ramsey gets a pick tonight. He might even get a pick 6, though. That was a little bit too bold for my liking to put on my final prediction. I got one leg of my prediction out of the way. A touchdown to a tight end. It was Jonnu Smith. So I got one right there. Is that no, never mind. It's not Jonnu Smith's first touchdown as a Steeler. He got one in week 1. Kickoff here from Chris Boswell. This is going to be brought out by number 25 for the Bengals, and that is who is that here? Kick returner. That's not Samaje Perine or Charlie Jones, who's normally the returners. That is Taj Brooks, rookie out of Texas Tech. Remember him when I was doing some draft coverage. To the comments here. Again, opening drive touchdowns calm my nerves. That certainly calmed mine down. Be even more calm if the defense right now could get to Joe Flacco. Hell of a call on third down, too. Flacco with Chase Brown, the running back, to his left. Steelers, looks like they brought pressure right away, and Chase Brown was able to avoid, I believe, Peyton Wilson got into the backfield there, almost stopped him for a loss, but Brown got, I think, maybe a yard or 2, ran right into the arms of Cam Hayward. I'm sure a dude who, gives a very, nice comforting hug when you are on his good side, but wouldn't want to run into him when we get on the field here. Looks like the Steelers might bring pressure again. They rush 4. Flacco back to pass. Keanu Benton after him, and he's going down. It is a pack of Badgers right there. Keanu Benton and T.J. Watt, the 2 out of 3 Wisconsin products on this defense. They get to Flacco and sack him. The Steelers, they had Herbig, Hayward, Holcomb, Queen, Benton, and Watt up on the line. Holcomb and Herbig dropped into coverage. The other 4 rushed, and splitting the right guard, Rivers, and the right tackle, Mims, was Benton. He gets to Flacco, and it's 3rd and 14 now. Flacco in an empty backfield, back to pass, throws over the middle. It's caught right there by T. Higgins at the 40 and a first down. So that sack negated by a good throw on 3rd and 14 there from Flacco. Damn it. Speaking of Flacco, in the comment section right now is Flacco. LOL on that that sack. Going to be a long night. Freight Train in the comment section with a $4.99 contribution. $5 for every Steelers touchdown tonight. I appreciate that there, Freight Train. And I appreciate you. That is a bold oof. I'm sorry. Let me finish my sentence here in a second. Deshaun Elliott, a first down run for Chase Brown. Textbook tackle there from Deshaun Elliott. Get low on your man, scoop up the legs, and drive him down. That was a hell of a tackle there from Deshaun Elliott. Glad he is out there tonight. But finishing my sentence here, Freight Train, appreciate that, my man. Really, I'm going to be honest here. Expect more touchdowns tonight. So I appreciate you doing that, and I wouldn't blame you if you end up taking off a few. Deep ball here from Joe Flacco is incomplete and intended for T. Higgins and Joey Porter Jr. on the coverage. There's one of our matchups tonight to look out for. JPJ on T. Higgins. That matchup did not go well for PZ Jr. last year. He wins round number 1 in that matchup here tonight. So love that there from Joey. 3rd and 6 now for the Bengals. Another 3rd down here. Looks like we got Porter on Higgins again at the bottom of the screen. Ramsey looks like he's covering Chase at the top of the screen. Flacco back to pass, throws over the middle short. Caught by Jamar Chase, but great tackling there. Juan Thornhill tackles Chase on the crosser. He is held to maybe a gain of just 2 on the play. And the Steelers, they are going to force a punt. Great recognition there by Thornhill, reading that Chase was going to get the ball on that shallow crosser. And a punt coming up here for the Bengals. Fantastic stuff right there. It is Raykal, the punter for the Bengals, gets this one away. It's heading towards the sideline. It's going to be fielded at the 15 by Williams, and he is going to get forward, spun off of one tackle, and then the many Bengals swarmed him. He is around the 25-yard line there, and Aaron Rodgers, he is going to retake the field here. So a picture-perfect, couldn't have it any better start to this game for the Steelers and the Bengals. Steelers go down the field, punch in to the end zone for 6 in the extra point on their opening drive. Steelers defense with a punt on the Bengals opening drive of the game. Catching up on your comments here. Freight Train, WTF was that? How do you drop everyone and still allow a catch wide open? Yeah, that, 3rd and 16 or 14 throw to T. Higgins. I did not, I think, Higgins just found a soft spot in zone coverage, so I'm not going to critique the Steelers too much on that, though you would like to, pester that or, be along that first down marker where that catch was made. Thornhill stepping up in a big way, says Flacco, I'll take this. That was a hell of a play by Thornhill. Really 2 good plays by this Steelers safety tandem that has been good all year long. Excellent start for the defense to Freight Train here. Now they're going to run the clock and run a lot. Wouldn't mind that. And really, that's the only thing that we haven't seen the Steelers do that well this year that I would like to see them do tonight. They obviously can, get up to big leads, but when you're, late in the game and you are up by multiple scores and you want to wind the clock down, chew up some time by running the football, they haven't been good at that. Teams, when they know that the ball is going to go on the ground, they've been able to stop the Steelers. So I want to see the Steelers, if they get up to a big lead tonight, start running the ball with success when teams know it's coming, because that can't be any more of a demoralizing team, of a demoralizing thing for a defense. When the offense is saying, hey, we're running the ball right at you and you can't stop it. Would love to see them do that, improve upon that here tonight. Flacco again in the comment section with Warren getting 5 yards a carry. Why not? Their line is soft looking. Yeah, I mean, no Trey Hendrickson tonight. The rest of the Bengals defense across, their front 4 here. They got Miles Murphy filling in for Trey Hendrickson tonight. On the other side, they got Joseph Osai and Shamar Stewart who rotate in. And then in the middle, you got BJ Hill, who's not having that hot of a start to the season. Chris Jenkins as well. And some other guys who I've barely heard of before. 1st and 10 here for the Steelers. Rodgers, a little flick here to Jaylen Warren, and he finds room. And that is a gain of 12 yards by Jaylen Warren on a 1st and 10 run. Fantastic stuff right there from Jaylen Warren. And they are showing a replay right here of that when the Steelers were, I believe, 3rd and 11 on that last drive. And we had that big hitter to DK Metcalf. Rodgers here hits Metcalf on a quick slant. He's going to run behind Scotty Miller for a few yards. Rodgers apparently telling Metcalf something like this before he went out and lined up to run that route. So Rodgers saw something, and he and Metcalf exposed it. 6-yard pickup there for DK on that first down catch and run. He is now lined up to the left of the formation as Metcalf. Rodgers with Warren in the backfield. Under center. Dak Frazier points something out. Looks like we got a 13 personnel here. No, 12 personnel. The flea flicker here. Rodgers rolling out, and he is just going to throw it in the dirt at Jonnu Smith. And whatever play that was, whatever flea flicker the Steelers had dialed up there, someone messed up something. Aaron Rodgers, I think, just told Jaylen Warren, "What are you doing? You were supposed to do this." So, yeah, that one's going to need to be worked on. 3rd and 4 now for the Steelers after that botched flea flicker. Warren in the backfield now moves from the right of Rodgers to the left. 3 receivers stack at the top of the screen. Rodgers takes the snap, looks to pass. Buying time, floats one, and he's got Jonnu Smith, but it's just out of reach. Tight coverage there by the Bengals on that one. Number 28, Josh Newton, covering up Jonnu Smith, the intended target. And another pass just out of reach of the intended target there for Aaron Rodgers. Punt unit now going to come on here for the Steelers. Cortland Waitman at his own 28. Punt is away. Back here is Charlie Jones, and he is going to fair catch this ball at the 17-yard line, and the Bengals offense is going to take the field again. Rodgers, a frustrating drive from him. They just showed him yelling at Jaylen Warren again, and then mad at himself that he missed that throw. So the second drive there for the Steelers, not as fruitful as the first one. To the comments here, again here, Flacco, that was weird, talking about that flea flicker. No need to get all fancy here. Couldn't just run it 10 times and scored. Yeah, I mean, why not, hey, if you're going to work on it, yeah, you can do it against this defense, but why not, save that in the trick bag? I'd much rather, show that for the first time next weekend against the Packers, but I don't know there. Jonnu was pulled and slowed him down. Yeah, there could have been something there, but I think even if Jonnu was moving full speed, that would have been tough for him to catch. So maybe the officials said that was an uncatchable ball to begin with. I think Warren was supposed to run further than turn timing. Yeah, I don't know. He looks like he stayed in the backfield a little bit too long after he pitched that back to Rodgers. I think Rodgers was expecting him to leak out and, come across the field where Rodgers was moving there to the right. So, yeah, that was definitely a botch on Jaylen Warren there, I believe. Yeah, they're not calling stuff on this game like the last ref crew. Everyone talking about the last week's ref crew. Yeah, the second highest penalizing officiating crew was the Steelers and the Browns crew on Sunday. This crew tonight, think, hard for them to be more penalizing than that. Just one penalty thus far, which, hey, if they're going to let, little holds like that on Josh Newton go, then I think that's going to play into the advantage more for the Steelers than it will the Bengals, because you're going to need to get physical with guys like T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. So I'm cool with that if, they're letting little stuff like that go tonight. Okay, so I think there is 7:25 left here in the first quarter. The Bengals are going to get their second drive of the game. So Seeing tons of reactions here on Twitter. Another opening drive for the Steelers. And didn't see this initially here. Flacco is going to give this one to Jamar Chase on a screen here on first down. Slung down there by Deshaun Elliott. Gain of 8 on the play. Apparently, Isaac Seumalo on the Steelers O-line was absent there a little bit. Went into the tent, the Blue Medical tent, and then returned to the Steelers O-line. So wonder what that was about. It's going to be 2nd and 2 here for the Steelers. And, of course, Amazon Prime. They're going to talk about Nick Herbig tonight. They are showing him right there. TJ Watt on the sideline right now. Jack Sawyer out there at left outside linebacker. Flacco looking to pass here. He's going to fire, and it's going to be broken up there. Great play. Joey Porter Jr. on Jamar Chase, and there's a flag. Come on. What was that? Where's the pass interference there? Nothing there. Nothing there. He turns his hand around. They're going to grab that little tiny hand on his midsection there. Then that was so light. That was so light. I just complimented this officiating crew saying, hey, if they're going to let the little stuff go tonight, then that's good news for the Steelers. And then they call that. That was horrendous. Flacco back to pass again, firing over the middle and just over the head of Jamar Chase. Bit of a high pass for him. He was coming across the field again. Darius Slay and I believe Juan Thornhill were pursuing him immediately there. And that was also something to watch for with Flacco tonight. The first time tonight that Flacco has thrown the ball looking for pass interference penalties as much as a reception. He'll do that a bunch as well. Handoff here to Samaje Perine, the backup running back, and he is going to get forward for a gain of 5 or 6 right there. So it's going to be 3rd down here for the Bengals again. And they just showed Aaron Rodgers and the other Steelers quarterbacks on the sideline. And I hope I didn't just see Will Howard picking his nose. At least gave like a little scratch right here. So 3rd and 5 now for the Bengals. First down marker is just shy of midfield at the 49. Flacco back to pass. Now throws. Caught. And a first down right there by Noah Fant, the former Denver Bronco and Seattle Seahawk. Ran a little stop right at the line of scrimmage and then found green grass ahead to get that first down. Chip TJ Watt. Watt almost got to Flacco in the backfield if he would have held on to it just for another half second. T. Higgins motioning here. Flacco to pass. Man coming in untouched, and it's thrown ahead there to Chase Brown, and he dropped it. I'm not sure who blitzed there for the Steelers. They got to the backfield untouched. It was Deshaun Elliott who got to Flacco untouched there. And, man, Flacco, he hit Chase Brown out of the backfield. And if Brown catches that, he could still be running right now. A massive bullet dodge there by the Steelers. 2nd and 10 now. Looks like we're going to go with a pass-happy offense here for Flacco and the Bengals. They run it here with Perine, and he's going to get again on 2nd down a medium gain there of about 4 or 5 yards. It's going to be 3rd down now. And it will be 3rd and... waiting for them to put up the distance here. 3rd and 6. Flacco again here with a running back, Perine to his right. Yoshivas in motion across the formation. Porter on Higgins at the bottom. Ramsey on Chase at the top. And we got a jump off sides by the Steelers. I know. Hey, hang on here. We got a false start on the Bengals. Okay. Man, I thought they called that on the Steelers there for a second. Watt and Herbig both jumping at the same time here, and it's a false start. And yeah, Amarius Mims. They got the right tackle, second-year man out of Georgia for that false start. So now turn 3rd and 6 into 3rd and 11. And let's see here. Slay is on Chase at the top of the screen here. Flacco's looking that way. Throws it short. Caught by Yoshivas. But Porter takes him down. Ball came loose at the end, but they are going to say it is incomplete. So Joey Porter Jr., fantastic rep there against Andre Yoshivas, the number 3 wide receiver for this team. And yeah, that is an incomplete pass. Great stuff there from JPJ in coverage. Yoshivas had a long way to go there to get the first down, even if he did catch it, and Patrick Queen might have laid the boom on him if it was caught. So another punt here for the Bengals. Ray Cal, the punter, at his own 36. Punt is away. Williams, fair catching it at his own 11 there, and a run into by the Bengals, and we got a penalty here. They ran into the return man, Williams, and that is going to be a penalty on Cincy. So move the Steelers' drive up here a little bit. We'll take that all day long. 15-yard penalty running into the return man for the Bengals, and that is Jules, PJ Jules, the backup safety for the Bengals. So you'll take that there if you're the Steelers. All of a sudden you go from your 11 out to the 26. We'll take that to the comments here real quick. Again, Freight Train here. Man, they keep dropping INTs as this Steelers defense right now dropped at least 3 interceptions against the Browns on Sunday. Haven't really had too much of an opportunity so far today. Joey Porter Jr., very good in coverage. They are targeting him. The Bengals are early, and he has been up to the task except for one pretty iffy pass interference penalty. Now, please go run the damn ball, says Freight Train. Yeah, let's the run, going up against a defense that is worst in the league, literally, in stopping the run. Let's not reinvent the wheel here. Offense. Testing JPJ, wrong dude to test. Yeah, exactly what I'm saying there, Flacco. Thought it was on us. Yeah, that false start penalty. I thought for sure we were giving up a free first down right there on a hard count from Flacco. Dude that hit off his face mask deflected, but damn, hit him in the face. Yeah, that Yoshivas pass. Yeah, I mean, it was a good ball by Flacco. You got to catch that, but great coverage. JPJ draped all over him there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, looks like we might have 30 seconds or something like that before the game comes back from commercial. So real quick, going to take the first break of the night, and we'll be back here in a minute. 8 of you in here right now. Subscribe to the channel. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. Like I said, probably more like 20-second break right there. Aaron Rodgers with Kenneth Gainwell to his right in the backfield. Steelers jumbo tight end personnel to the right. Anderson beside Fautanu, and then Washington on the outside of him. Rodgers, quick screen here. It's Roman Wilson getting the ball, and he is going to work his way forward for 3 or 4 yards right there. So the Steelers, when they aren't running the ball here, they have used the screen. Wide receivers blocking for wide receivers a few times to begin this ball game. 2nd and 6 here. Empty backfield for A-Rod. Back to pass. Rodgers now rolling out to the right. Stops there. Avoids a man. Rodgers still looking. Fires in. It's caught there on the sideline by Jonnu Smith, and a first down there for the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers, my goodness. 2nd time tonight where he has held the ball for quite some time. He has extended the play, and he has picked up Jonnu Smith for the completion. New set of downs for the Steelers. See Roman Wilson in the huddle there. He's been out there a good bit to begin this ball game. Maybe an unexpected Roman Wilson coming out game tonight. Would love to see that. Darnell Washington in here right now. Spencer Anderson in the game. Jumbo tight end personnel. It's a pitch to Kenny Gainwell. He runs that way. He finds a hole, and he gets first down yardage. Kenny G, gain of 11. Ran through a Bengals defender at the end of that run. And again, behind that jumbo tight end set with Anderson and Darnell Washington, the Steelers' success on the ground. They are telling the Bengals defense, hey, the run is coming this way. Good luck stopping it. Excellent play. Now both Washington and Anderson head to the sideline for this play. Gainwell, the back to Rodgers left here. Now he rotates over here, or from the right to the left, excuse me. Rodgers, a pitch here to Gainwell. Fumbled the snap a bit. Gainwell stiff-arming a man, and it's going to be a no gain there. Newton, the corner, blowing up whatever screen the Steelers had set up there on the pitch. And back on the field. After that comes Washington, at least. Do not think that Spencer Anderson came back on the field here. Finally, at least Prime Video, they have his measurables right. 6'7", and they say 300-plus pounds is Darnell Washington. No fake, oh, he's 264 here. No, he is all 300 pounds. Rodgers here, quick throw in the flat to Warren, and he is going to juke his way ahead for a gain of about 6 yards there. So the Steelers, they are going to be set up with 3rd and manageable. But before we get to that 3rd down, the end of the first quarter. So after 15, the Steelers 7 and the Bengals nothing. Freight Train in the comments here. Flacco, excuse me. Chase Brown would have scored. Not sure if he would have scored, but he would have picked up at least 20 yards had he caught that pass where Elliott blitzed and he was wide open in the middle of the field. And yeah, he is having a bad year, is Chase Brown. Lots of people on this Bengals team having a bad start to the year. Flacco here. Kenny G, hell of a run there by Kenny G before to get that latest first down. Love seeing that from him. Man, I don't understand why we are not running it. Will they prove they can stop it? Well, when they have ran it, it's been successful. I don't know, if Arthur Smith is being too pretty here or something. Run the ball right through their face. Like, come on. Keep it going here with Jalen and Kenny G. Those little, pitches to the right or to the left running behind Jonnu Smith and Darnell Washington. They are working. Please do not overthink the Steelers. Going to take another break here real quick. Get a swig of water. Back here in a minute. 10 of you in here right now. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications. Like, share, and comment. Back here in a few. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Quarter number 2 about to commence here between the Steelers and the Bengals. The Steelers with the ball in Bengals territory now at the 42. It is 3rd and 3, though. Let's see if the Steelers can pick it up. It's a handoff to Jaylen Warren, and he is going to push a pair of Bengals forward. It looks like he got the first down. Angry man run, running into a wall of human beings right there, and Warren breaking through for the first down yardage. Great pickup right there, just like we were talking before the break. Freight Train and Flacco. Let's run the ball. Did it right there. Did the Steelers. Freight Train here. Flea Flicker was dumb and completely unnecessary. I agree there. But hopefully the Steelers didn't have that botched play hamper them on this drive. Let's see if they can finish this off with a TD. Pitch here to Kenneth Gainwell. Jaylen Warren was the man in motion, so a 2 running back set. Gainwell with a hit there. Geno Stone delivering that hit on Gainwell, and a little bit of jawing from him there. Gain of about 4 on the play. No, they say it's a gain of 3 for Gainwell. So right there, right there, going to be set up a 2nd and 7 there. Jonnu Smith and Darnell Washington, the tight ends here. We got 13 personnel. Pat Freiermuth lined up out as a receiver, firing here to the middle of the field and caught by Jonnu Smith, and that is a Pittsburgh Steeler first down to Jonnu right there. New set of downs here for the Steelers on the outskirts of the red zone there. Steelers, as much as they are, running the ball and setting up screens, they are testing these linebackers with tosses to the tight ends. So I like seeing that as well. And now, before we have a new 1st and 10 play here, we have a timeout for the Bengals. Their first of the half. So, interesting time for a timeout right there. Get a look, Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit in the booth right there. 2 legends. Herbstreit, pretty much the face of college football. And ESPN Game Day. Al Michaels, legendary commentator. They were just showing when they came back from one of the recent commercial breaks a view of the Cooperstown Baseball Hall of Fame, and Al Michaels, his face in there on the wall that they pointed out. 1st and 10 now for the Steelers. Warren in the backfield. Rodgers under center. Roman Wilson and Scotty Miller with Darnell Washington at the top of the screen. Metcalf one-on-one at the bottom. Quick hitter here to Scotty Miller. And great juking and dips and diving there from Miller. Gain of 7 or 8 there on that play. Another quick pass from Rodgers. Looks like he made a check there. And Skoranek and Miller picked up on it. Great move by Miller to make Josh Newton miss there. Warren to Rodgers right in the backfield. Rodgers now relaying orders to his offensive line. Rodgers takes the snap, pitches it to Warren. Warren makes one man miss. Got first down yardage. Warren now running to the right. He's got room to the 10, and he's into the end zone. Jaylen Warren, an excellent run right there, but there is a flag. There is a flag, and it's on the Steelers. And it's a holding on Zach Frazier. So that excellent run. Warren cutting it back all the way across the field to the right. That is going to be a penalty on Zach Frazier for holding. And yeah, that is definitely a hold on B.J. Hill, the nose tackle. Damn. A touchdown negated there by a penalty. Zach Frazier holding his man. And now it's 2nd and 11 from the 28. Looks like we got Kenneth Gainwell in motion. Rodgers to pass with time. Rodgers now rolls out to the right. Rodgers passing. Rodgers is going to run there, and he's going to slide down at about the 23-yard line. So a pickup of 5 yards there from the 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers. Good luck doing that, Joe Flacco. He's looking at they cut the Flacco on the sideline, and he's watching the scoreboard. His eyes are like wide, almost bugging out of his head. Like, the hell? Man, I could never do that. He's impressed as we all are watching Rodgers run that ball. A pump fake, too, to buy himself maybe an extra yard there. 3 tight end grouping at the top of the screen. Rodgers with Gainwell to his right. Now he moves, or to his left. Now he moves to his right. Rodgers to pass. Rodgers spins away from pressure. Out to the right, or the left. Throwing, and it's caught by Kenny G, and he is going to be just short, a yard short of the first down. Decision here for the Steelers offense, and I think they're going to go for it. 4th and 1. Steelers in the red zone here. This is an 11-play drive right now that has taken up 7 minutes of clock. Here we go. Tush-push formation. Steelers, they're going to try it, and they're going to get it. But hang on, a flag. Flag is down here on the tush-push. Rodgers is saying something. And they're going to say false start on the offense. They're going to say false start on the right guard. Connor Hayward again taking the snap with Darnell Washington pushing him. Aaron Rodgers again, hands on his hips, aura farming like Obi-Wan Kenobi in the backfield. And they call a false start on Mason McCormick or Troy Fautanu. Field goal attempt here from Chris Boswell. Now that it's 4th and 6 from the left hash, it's right down the middle, so the field goal is good. Now it's 10-0. And I got a bone to pick here. All right. What team has pretty much made famous the tush push? The Philadelphia Eagles. What do they always do when they run the tush push? They false start. Everyone sees it. The Eagles always false start when they run their tush push, and it never gets called. But this time, the Steelers, the one time in a blue moon that they do it, and we get nabbed for it, and it wasn't as egregious as when the Eagles do it. Baby back bullshit right there. Unbelievable. How do we get called for a jump there? That's ridiculous. Freight train in here in the comment, D moved and we jumped. I have no idea how the hell they called that on us. That's ridiculous. Oh no, from Flacco. Damn, wow. I don't get it. The Eagles always do that. Oh, they always false start on the tush push. They never get called for it, but hey, the Steelers, they do it once and we get called for it. Should have been on the defense. I'd have to see the replay again. I was looking to see who false started on the Steelers there. And they would have picked it up too. Just that's terrible. I'm not complimenting the refs again. I gave them one small compliment earlier, saying, hey, they'll put the flags away here, which will benefit the Steelers on defense. And now everything's getting called on the Steelers. Absolutely ridiculous. I did not see that. I'm looking now for, a replay or something on Twitter here. So I can't see it. Yeah, not seeing anything here. I am seeing here, it is confirmed from a Steelers beat reporter. Nick Farabaugh. Roman Wilson, he is the second wide receiver starter tonight. So looks like we are getting a ton of Roman Wilson in the second game that Calvin Austin is absent. Kickoff here oncoming from Chris Boswell. They just showed Mike Tomlin's press conference from Monday calling out Andrew Berry, the Browns GM. This is brought out here by P. Ryan, and he is going to get sandwiched there by Carson Bruner and Ben Skoranek. So a return up to, I think, around the 25-yard line, maybe just past it. And the Steelers defense, they're going to go back to work. They've bent a little bit with this Bengals offense, but they haven't surrendered any points yet, forcing 2 punts. Let's see. Maybe here, something's got to come the Steelers' way here. They get hosed with a penalty. I smell a turnover coming here. Come on, Steelers. Handoff here to Chase Brown. He's going to find a hole, and he is going to be off to the races and up to past midfield to the Steelers 48. So not the opening play to this drive that you want for the Steelers defense. They rushed 6, and that's the downside to blitzing, is that if the running back gets the ball and he finds a hole, he is gone. That is what happened right there. Chase Brown moves the chains from the 28 to the 46 in Steelers territory. 1st and 10 here, and before we get this play, Joe Flacco is taking a timeout here. So the Bengals not being too conservative with their timeouts here. He is going to take the second timeout. Bengals are going to have 1 left, so if they ever, get the ball back here to try to, put up points with not much time on the clock before half, they're only going to have 1 timeout the rest of the way. There's a shot. They're giving camera shots all around here. Now there's Joe Burrow on the sideline. This prediction and, the prediction and the overall feel about that game, about this game tonight, would be much different if number 9 was in the starting lineup for the Bengals. Flacco back to pass here. Going to check it down here. Chase Brown, and oh my goodness. Woo! Chuck Clark. A bulldozer coming downhill on Chase Brown. Meets him in the backfield in the flat. And I think he lost a yard there. Big hit there from number 21 in black and gold. The hard-hitting defense here for the Steelers continues. That was actually a bigger loss than I thought. 2nd and 16 now. The Bengals are backed up to their end of the field now. Flacco back to pass. Over the middle. It's caught by Iosivas. Great tackle there by Chuck Clark again. Small gain there. It's going to be 3rd and long here for the Bengals. Nice tackling here from the Steelers defense on this drive. 8:30 and counting down here in this first half of play. 3rd and 10 here for Cincy. Steelers have 6 near the line. They rush 4. Flacco back to pass. Firing over the middle. Caught there by Jamar Chase for the first down at the 31. Steelers dropping into zone coverage again on 3rd down. And again, the Bengals pick up the conversion on 3rd and long. The receivers finding openings in zone coverage, and Chase settling right in between Peyton Wilson and Deshaun Elliott to catch that ball. New set of downs. 1st and 10 for the Bengals. Flacco takes the snap. And a quick hitter here. Jamar Chase somehow caught that ball. It was a quick throw to the outside to Jamar Chase, and he bobbled that ball Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4 times Jamar Chase bobbled that ball. Deshaun Elliott seeing the ball, or excuse me, Darius Slay seeing the ball being juggled, went for it, and Chase spun out of his tackle, and he picked up a gain of 7. 2nd and 3 now. Chase in the backfield. 12 personnel for the Bengals, and we got a penalty here, and this is going to be on the Bengals. Another false start. Let's see who they nab this time. False start on the offense, and it is on the wide receiver, Andre Iosivas. He gets nabbed this time. Steelers will take that. 5-yard penalty. Now sends it here to 2nd and 8, 6:40, and counting down on the game clock. Flacco looking all around, trying to diagnose what the Steelers do here. It's a handoff to Chase Brown, and again he finds a hole, and again it's a first down gain. Wasn't Brown, it was Pirine. And the Bengals now, they're starting to, get some stuff going here on offense. Massive hole opening up there between the left tackle, Orlando Brown, and the tight end who was blocking out there. And I think that was Noah Fant, or no, that was Drew Sample, excuse me. Easy gain there for the Bengals. Steelers blitz 6 here. Flacco to pass. Tipped at the line, up in the air, and it's caught by T. Higgins. Oh, my God. But hang on here. The Steelers, they're pointing that way. Tell me the Steelers were able to still get that. Hang on here. Hang on. The rule on the field is a catch by the Bengals. The ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage, and it popped up in the air. T. Higgins, he's got it right there, and yeah, I think this is a catch for Higgins. Ball does not hit the ground or move. Joey Porter Jr. fell on top of Higgins, and yeah, that's a catch. An impressive gain of 7 there off the tip drill for the Bengals. Handoff here to Chase Brown running to the right, and he's going to have another first down. Cole Holcomb and Jack Sawyer brought him down, but not until he got the yardage he needed. 1st and goal for the first time tonight for Cincinnati. Are they going to bring this game back within a score here with a touchdown? The ball is spotted at the 8. Flacco faking the handoff, throwing over the middle. Caught by Jamar Chase. Did he hold on to it here? Are they going to say that's a touchdown? The Bengals are celebrating as if it is a touchdown, and they're going to call it that right now. They got to look at this. Did he hold on to it throughout that time? Caught there, and that they got to look at that. That is an incomplete pass. That's got to be incomplete. Tomlin, challenge it. Throw the red challenge flag. Come on. I don't think he had control. It was a quick slant to the inside there. Chuck Clark delivering a hit to Jamar Chase that jarred that ball loose, and I think they're bringing it back. Yep, incomplete pass. They reviewed it, incomplete. That is definitely a bobble. Take that touchdown off the board for number 1 in white and black for Cincinnati. Again, even if this drive ends in a touchdown for the Bengals, Chuck Clark, he has put together quite the drive for himself. Outstanding stuff from number 21. 2nd and goal now here for the Bengals from the 7. Jamar Chase Looks like he's got Jalen Ramsey on him to the left of the formation. Haven't seen where T. Higgins is yet. They got to look at Nick Herbig out there. Let's see if he can get to Flacco here. Ramsey and Chase. One-on-one at the top of the screen. Or at the bottom of the screen. Porter and Yoshivas at the top. It's a fade here for Jamar Chase, and it's going to be caught for a touchdown here. Jalen Ramsey looking for a flag. A flag is down here. Hang on here. Pass interference on Jalen Ramsey, and it is a touchdown, a fade to Jamar Chase. Here's our key matchup. Ramsey on Chase, Porter on Higgins. And the Bengals, extra point here from McPherson is up and through, and we are back to a one-score game. The Bengals with a touchdown there. Jamar Chase doesn't get the touchdown the first time. He gets it on the second. And haven't seen them. The ball hasn't gone the way when Ramsey's been covering Chase. I don't think too much. But that's 1-0 there. Chase over Ramsey. 15 of you in here right now. Welcome to the stream. Please share this live stream, like it, leave a comment in the comments section, subscribe to the channel. We are up to 604 subscribers here on the channel, so please hit that subscribe button. To the comments here. Frustrating. Definitely a word for that drive for the Steelers. Made some good plays, but the Bengals had some luck and big runs go their way there. Did see that Ramsey was looking for the penalty there, saying that Chase pushed off. Could have been that way, but I think, they're always going to call the DB on that, especially when Jamar Chase is, falling to the ground as he catches that ball like he did. Yeah, they want this to be a close game. Yeah, I don't know who this officiating crew is, but they're starting to piss all of us off. Doesn't matter. Go drive and score. Keep it a 2-score game. Run the ball and run the clock. We'll love to see that here from the Steelers. There is 4 minutes and 38 seconds left here on the game clock. We'll love to see the Steelers have this drive, at least take it past the 2-minute warning and finish it off with some sort of points. That's what I would like to see right there. Man, what a rough drive there for the Steelers defense. They made so many good plays, Chuck Clark especially, but ultimately the Bengals punch it in here. Back from commercial there, was just buying time till he came back. Showing some of Rodgers' throws here tonight. He's either been getting the ball out like as soon as it's hit his hands, or he's been scrambling around and holding it for like 5 seconds. So A-Rod doing it all so far tonight. Let's see if his offense can get the Steelers back a extensive lead right here. Kickoff here from Reichel, the punter, who also does the kickoffs. This is going to be fielded by Kenny G. Brought out to the 20, the 25, up to the 30, where he is tackled down right there. And now Rodgers and the Steelers offense, they take the field again. Arthur Smith relaying in the first play of this drive. Rodgers 10 for 14, 101 yards and a touchdown pass on his ledger thus far tonight. Looks like we are going to have a jumbo tight end set right off the bat here. Spencer Anderson and Darnell Washington in the huddle. Now they will line up beside the right tackle, Troy Fautanu. Rodgers talk there with the ball spotter, and now he's under center. Washington, now over at the left tackle spot where, no, Washington's there now. Here we go. Faking the handoff to Warren. Rodgers, he's going to take a deep shot right away here, and it is going to be overthrown and picked. Picked off, and running it back, that is number 27 for the Bengals. And down at the Steeler 45. That was Battle, the safety. And a misfire and a half there from Aaron Rodgers. Battle, the safety, playing deep center field. Rodgers was looking for Metcalf. And I'll tell you what, that was such a bad overthrow. Even if the safety Battle isn't there, DJ Turner, the corner, who was running stride for stride with Metcalf and even was out in front of him, would have picked that off as well. That right there, well, I don't know. Might be the Bob Spillane one in the Patriots game. That is a hell of a contestant for worst throw. From worst throw of the season there for Aaron Rodgers. I guess to make things a little bit better, they are saying that Battle, the safety, was touched down back in Bengals territory where he picked it off. Yeah, he was down by contact, so that big return that he had after the INT gets taken off the board. And yeah, Metcalf touching him on the way down to the ground there. Well, damn, I'm nervous now. I know you all are. All we got to do is run the ball. If we could all call into the Steelers locker room at halftime, I'm sure we all be saying that right now. Come on. This is going to be at the Bengals 29-yard line here. Flacco, handoff here to Chase Brown, and he gets right up the middle, and he's still going. No one can tackle him at the 50, at the 45, and down at the 39. Chase Brown. A insane run there for the Bengals. Massive hole opened up by the left guard, Dalton Reisner, and the center, Ted Karras. Joey Porter Jr. couldn't tackle him. Finally, it was Darius Slay and Cam Hayward and a whole bunch of others who were chasing down Brown that finally made the tackle. And now, this drive for the Bengals is back where they probably would have started it if Battle wasn't touchdown. Flacco to pass over the middle there, and a flag on Jalen Ramsey. Pass interference again. This is getting ugly. Ramsey getting his arm around the left arm of Jamar Chase, spun him around. Easy flag. It's going to get called all day. Now make it 1st and 10 here from the 35. Flacco, a handoff to Jace Brown, running to the left. Was able to shake past Darius Slay, but then he was tackled by Cole Holcomb in another. It's going to be 2nd down and about 4 or 3 here for the Bengals. In the huddle here again, Flacco giving out the play call. Sample, Chase, and Yoshivas to the right. 2nd and 4 officially. Brown in the backfield again. Flacco back to pass, firing over the middle, caught by T. Higgins. Up past the 20, the 10, and into the end zone. T. Higgins a touchdown. And the Bengals have the lead. Three plays, 76 yards. A knife through hot butter. The safety, Chuck Clark, who had just such a good drive a couple moments ago, misses the tackle there, and T. Higgins striding right up the middle of the field into the end zone. Extra point is good from McPherson. And just like he did with the Indianapolis Colts last year, Joe Flacco, 2 passing touchdowns, and we're not even out of the first half yet against this Steelers defense. To the comment section, Freight Train. My feelings exactly, just haven't said them. Game looking like it's over. Can't stop them. They need to fix this stuff right now. The trap game, it is well and alive. Beer number 3 says Flacco, stress. Yup. Back here in a moment. We'll see what hell lies ahead. Sorry, it would help if I unmute my mic. Welcome back to a game that has quickly turned on its head for the worst for the Steelers within the past 15 minutes or so. Once up 10-0, the Steelers now trailing 14-10. Kickoff here from Reckow, the punter. It's going to be fielded at the 5 and brought ahead by Kenneth Gainwell. Gets up to the 31 before he is stopped there. Tackle by number 42. I believe that's Oren Burks, the former linebacker for the San Francisco 49ers. Joe Flacco now in the game, 11 for 16 for 102 yards and a touchdown, dicing up this Steelers defense. And at this point in the ballgame, every single logical thing that the Steelers should have came into this game doing, they have not done. Running the ball, they've been scattered in doing that. When they have done it, it's been successful. No crap against the worst rushing defense in the league. Rodgers here is going to pitch the ball to Jaylen Warren, and he's going to run it to the right and get ahead. Tackle made there, and did he fumble the ball? They're going to say he's down. Please tell me he's down. They're going to say Warren was down by contact, a gain of 2, but he coughed up the ball. And yeah, let's look here. Barrett, the linebacker, and yeah, Warren's down by contact there. Thank God. His arm holding the ball got sandwiched between the ground and the player falling on him. So, man, that would have been a just one swift kick in the balls after another. That happened. Rodgers here hits Warren at the line of scrimmage, shakes past one man, and gets ahead for a first down and more. A gain of around 16 yards there for Jaylen Warren. And that is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning here. So the Steelers with the ball are now, they still have all 3 timeouts. They're going to have a minute 58 to put up points on the board and at least, make this a 1-point game before halftime. But back to what I was saying, every single logical thing that the Steelers should have done coming into this football game tonight, they have barely done. They should run the ball a ton with Jaylen Warren and Kenneth Gainwell. I even said give Caleb Johnson the rock a couple of times. Let him get his touches against this literal league worst rushing defense for the Bengals. They instead, have been cute with passes. Rodgers has been inaccurate on a couple of throws, and it's resulted in giving the Bengals the ball a bunch. And Cincinnati, every time they've had the ball on offense, logic would tell you against a mediocre at best offensive line and an immobile statue 40-year-old quarterback in Joe Flacco, you would send pressure and get in his face so that he can't just sit back there with time galore and pick apart the defense. Steelers instead have been rushing 4, 5 at most, and Flacco has done exactly what you could have guessed, picking apart the zone defense of the Steelers. Freight train here. Where did the Steelers get the idea they could rush 4 and play zone and Flacco wouldn't shred them? It's exactly what they did last year, and he wore a Colts uniform. Say results. You and I on the same exact wavelength, Freight train. Whatever they did last year against Flacco when he came off the bench for Indianapolis, doing the exact opposite that probably would have netted you a better result against him. I don't care what his touchdown interception ratio is this year. I don't care how bad he was with the Browns or, how old he is. You should be able to, get to him, send the house. Can't throw it to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins if he doesn't have the time to. So, can't believe this is happening right now. Also, Steelers got shredded by slants all season, and Higgins' TD was a slant. Yep, right over the that touchdown pass there, right over the linebacker in the corner and just in front of the safety, right in between both of those guys is where Flacco put it on the money. Aviaki here in the comment section. Welcome, Avi. Good luck, buddy. Cheers from Dallas, Texas. Welcome, Avi. I appreciate that, my man. Thank you very, very much. Glad to see we are getting some viewerships from all over here on the channel. This is going to be 1st and 10 here for the Steelers after the nice pickup by Jaylen Warren on 2nd down. Ball is going to be at the Steelers 48. Handoff here again to Warren, and he is going to get into Bengals territory this time. A gain of about 5 yards right there. Steelers in their 2-minute offense here. They are going to run hurry up here. And real quick, Aaron Rodgers has, I think, just passed Ben Roethlisberger for 5th all-time passing yards. So congratulations to A-Rod there. It's now going to be a 3rd down here. Another short run there by Jaylen Warren. And it's going to be 3rd and 4, and clock is still ticking here. Steelers have not taken a timeout. 1:05 left and still counting down. Warren to Rodgers left in the backfield. Jonnu Smith and Roman Wilson to the left. Freiermuth and Metcalf to the right. Rodgers back to pass. Rodgers checks it down over the middle to Jaylen Warren, and he's going to have just enough for first down yardage. They needed 6. He got 7 right there. And now I think finally the Steelers are going to take their first time out. Honestly, I would have taken it before that third down play. Clock stops with 49 seconds left here in the first half. I think, Steelers, they are pretty decently into Bengals territory right now. I wonder if it's at the Cincinnati 41. We are, approaching on a good day Chris Boswell territory here. So from them, just run the ball. If you have a one-on-one shot with DK Metcalf, please do not miss. Put it on the money, Rodgers. And if you can't put up 7, you got to at least walk away from this drive and head into the locker room with 3. Get Kenneth Gainwell the back now to Rodgers' left. 3 receivers to the right, Metcalf to the left. Rodgers back to pass. It's a little screen here to Kenneth Gainwell, and he slips and falls and loses yardage. Oh, my God. Looks like it was a somewhat of a screen set up there for Kenneth Gainwell. Not sure if he tripped over an offensive lineman's legs or if he just lost his footing, but it's a loss of like 3 yards on the play. Steelers are going to take another timeout to stop the clock. Come on. Mike Tomlin looking on. Gainwell again to Rodgers' left. Similar formation here for the Steelers, like what they just had. Rodgers to pass. He's got Metcalf caught in a first down gain there for Metcalf, and they aren't saying out of bounds. Here, hang on here. What is going on? Thought DK was down. The Bengals acted there like they had the ball and it was live. What the hell's going on here? The officials are talking. Metcalf. All right, so Metcalf has it in his hands. It gets jarred loose. A hit there from Geno Stone. And DJ Turner ends that play with the ball. And he has possession of it. But the question is here, did he land out of bounds? I think he did. Or no, wait, did that knee just get down in bounds? This might be a pick. Oh, no. Metcalf has it. Ball starts to move there. Geno Stone hits him. And Turner ends this with the ball in his hands. And, oh my God, they said it's a pick. Rodgers has an official talking about it. Jesus. I'm speechless at this point. Everything is going against this team right now. And the Bengals are going to have 40 seconds here in a timeout to get downfield. Flacco throws caught wide open and out of bounds is Chase. 4 seconds off the clock and a gain of like 15, 20 yards there from Jamar Chase. Oh my God. "36 seconds. Why? What? Why? Why? Why are we reviewing this play? It was so obvious a catch. Like, bro, can we just get to halftime at this point? Because this is getting embarrassing. THP. Welcome, THP. Tough game. Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. No jokes. Trap game, I figured. Exactly what we're in right now. That's BS, and everyone knows it. Says Freight Train. Should not have been close. We were wearing them out. Then the BS flea flicker. Well, the flea flicker, I mean, wasn't all that, a sign of what's to come. It's that they've just gotten away from the run, and they've gotten away from blitzing Flacco. Yeah, they look terrible right now. Flacco is just gashing them once again. And we are heading for some ugly times ahead for the rest of this game. Back here in a moment, they're taking a break to look at this pass for some whatever reason. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. To go along with the theming of, all that has happened, Jamar Chase, another catch there. A gain of 11 in the first down. And out of bounds with 30 seconds left. This is a pathetic display by the Steelers right now against this Bengals team. 1st and 10 here. The Bengals from their own 42. Flacco back to pass. Throws, and it is caught by Jamar Chase and out of bounds again. 5 seconds off the clock. Hey, newsflash. The ball is going number one's way. Again, it's Jalen Ramsey covering him. And Ramsey is losing the war right now with Jamar Chase. And now they are into Steelers territory at the 49, just over midfield. Flacco to pass again. Steelers rushing 4, fires over the middle, and it is incomplete. And a flag. Of course. Of course. Why not? Why not? The throw was just behind T. Higgins. If he hits Higgins in stride, he may be still running. And Joey Porter Jr. gets called for pass interference. You kidding me? They got him on the grab of the left hip of Higgins. 1st and 10. Now from the 37. Flacco to pass, fires, and the only reason Jamar Chase didn't catch that one is because it was just high and wide of him. They keep running these 10-yard, 15-yard out routes to Chase, and no one's picked up on it yet. A misfire was their only saving grace there. 2nd and 10. I don't know what Evan McPherson's field goal range is here, but I assume they're already in it. So that's good. Steelers rushing 4 again, because why not? Over the middle here, it's caught by Fant, the tight end. It's a gain of 6 yards, and now the Bengals, with the clock running here, are going to... You have a timeout, dumbass. Why aren't you taking it? And now they finally call it. All right, that was like very weird. The Bengals offense was like hurrying up to the line there to try to spike it, and the Bengals still had a timeout. Don't know why they didn't call it, but now they did with 2 seconds left. So now Evan McPherson is going to come on for a field goal and try to make this a 7-point game. And the Bengals, they will have the ball to start the second half. They will get the second half kickoff. McPherson, the kicker here, this is going to be a 49-yarder. This will be from just about the middle of the field. Right, Cal, the punter is the holder. The snap, hold is down, kick is up, and it is right down the middle. And the Bengals are going to go into halftime with a 17-10 lead. What a disgusting, atrocious second quarter from hell for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They'll score here. THP probably go up 21-10, get the ball back. Well, we at least held them to 3 there. Yay, a positive. It's only because the clock ran out. Yeah, I don't know where was the pass interference. I saw that him grab, the hip there, but it was uncatchable. It was well behind Higgins there. This ref crew, everything against the Steelers. Echelon puts it perfect. You can't make it up. Steelers trap game. It is upon us. And it'll be a fun as hell second half ahead. Echelon also back here with picks here for tonight. Darnell, 2 touchdowns. Tyrone Keaton, Ramsey, pick 6. X Concepts, Rogers rushing touchdown. Elliott, pick 6. For you, 3 INTs. Patrick Queen, JPJ, Darius Slay. Well, none of those are coming true. It looks like tonight. Not a single one. So, going to take a quick break for halftime. Probably go yell into the void like all of us. And we'll be back for the second half. 10 of you in here right now, please hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications, like, share, comment your feelings on the first half and what you think will be ahead for the rest of the game. We will recap all of that here just shy of the beginning of the second half. Back here after halftime. Ladies and gents, stay where you are. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Thursday Night Football from Hell, featuring the Pittsburgh Steelers, who cannot stop the run, cannot stop the pass, cannot stop Joe Flacco, and can't get out of their way on offense. So kickoff about to commence here for the second half of play. Out of halftime, it is the Bengals up 17-10. Solid first quarter from the Steelers for the most part, and then the second quarter, this game turned ugly. 2 interceptions from Aaron Rodgers. The opening kick here is going to be brought out and taken down at the 32 is Samaje Perine, the return man. 2 picks from Aaron Rodgers. One was just god-awful. And the defense has no answer for Chase Brown in the running game or Jamar Chase in the passing game. They are getting demolished by the Chases so far in this game. Steelers have not ran the ball, which, was something they obviously needed to do coming into this one, and they haven't gotten, pressure after the quarterback, which has led to Flacco picking apart this defense. There's a Jamar Chase right there on that opening drive catch right there. Just getting that ball immediately on a sort of half wheel right there. Great job by Darius Slay to get his hand on the foot of Jamar Chase to have him stumble down, or else Chase would have been off to the races. And as if Steelers haven't had enough bad things happen to him, Darius Slay is slow to get up off the turf. So, an injury just like that to the Steelers to begin the second half. He's up and looks like he's walking off on his own power here, grabbing at his midsection. We'll see if that is something that will hamper him the rest of the way. To the comments section we go. You guys commenting during halftime. Not even a trap game. We are doing our job. Also, we are clearly putting much stock in the cornerback, Jalen Ramsey. Yeah, Ramsey, he has been dominated to this point by Jamar Chase. And Steelers need to figure out a new way to stop him. How about pressuring the quarterback? They rush for again here, and Flacco back to pass. Hits Jamar Chase at the line of scrimmage, and he's going to fall forward. Needed 5, got 4, so it's going to be 3rd and 1 here for Cincinnati. Freight train here, so they get the ball to start the second half. We might actually be 24-10, and then the game is really over. Steelers haven't been good on 3rd down tonight. They need a stop bad right here to get the offense the ball back and give them a chance to tie up this ball game immediately. Steelers are stacking across the line here. Handoff to Chase Brown, and he is going to get first down yardage. A 5-yard gain there and a new set of downs. And that wasn't Brown, excuse me. That was Perine again. So the Bengals now 4 for 6 on 3rd down conversions tonight. Echelon here. Need to fix the defense, and the offense needs to sustain drives. DK, catch the ball. You're getting paid $33 million. Yeah, not a good look for DK Metcalf on that last interception. Had it wrestled away from him. Running back here to Flacco's right, hands it off to Chase Brown, and he's going to get a gain of 7 yards there. Running behind the pulling center and a tackle there. Man, it was the center and left guard, Dalton Reisner, who pulled on that play. And a big pickup there with a blockade in front of him for Chase Brown. Darius Slay back out there on the field. He's one-on-one with Jamar Chase here. Glad to see he's okay. 2nd and 3. Might be time for a shot here for Joe Flacco. Throws over the middle and caught wide open on a slant is Jamar Chase. Easy pickup. I wonder where Joe Flacco is going to throw the ball. I wonder. He's not throwing it to anyone else except for number 1. At this point, put 2 guys lined up on him. I don't care. It's now 10 catches for 85 yards and a tud tonight for Jamar Chase. Flacco in an empty backfield throws, and it's caught again, Jamar Chase. How about it? Does not matter whether it's Darius Slay, Jalen Ramsey, Joey Porter Jr. Hell, I could be out there right now. I'm still going to have as much success against Jamar Chase as everyone else is right now. My bad. Forgot to put up the scoreboard ticker right there. Slants and quick hitters to Jamar Chase. That's all they're doing right now. And it is beating the Steelers badly. Bet you Flacco goes there again, but this time he'll hand it off to Chase Brown. Derek Harmon brings him down, gain of 3 or 4 there for the Bengals running back. Second down. If you see me occasionally looking here as well, the Pittsburgh Penguins out on the West Coast still. They face the LA Kings tonight. Puck drop is going to be coming up here in a few moments. Maybe one Pittsburgh sports team can make us proud tonight. Bengals are now in the red zone. This will be from the 15.5. The running back to Flacco's left. Back to pass. Joe moving all around. Now fires one to the end zone, and that is well over everyone. And it's going to go into the crowd there. So Steelers, not sure how many they rushed there, but they actually got Flacco, got pressure on Joe Flacco, and he had to dance all around there and chuck that one away. 3rd and 7 now. And with how leaky this defense is, you would just like to get them to settle for 3 there, and maybe your offense can figure out something. 3rd and 7 here. Steelers are going to rush for Flacco to pass. And what do you know? He hits a man on a quick hitter. It's Andre Iosivas. And they are going to graciously keep him a half yard short. But no worries. The Bengals, they are going to go for it here on 4th and 1. Yep, Flacco relaying orders here. Here come the Bengals. What are they going to do here? It's going to be 4th and about 3/4 of a yard. And they push it with Flacco, and he finally got it. But hang on here. Did they blow him short? Whistles blew. Flacco's forward progress was stopped. No, hang on here. Whistles blew because we got a red challenge flag from the Bengals. So, okay. So that play there voided out. That Flacco push that might have gotten it. Now the Bengals, they are going to look at the previous play where Iosivas was close to the first down. To the comments section here. Freight train. Last week at Acrisure, Rodgers underthrew DK. This week overthrowing in a fluke INT BS call. I can't stand it. Everything that could go the Bengals' way, they are getting it. Both by their doing, the Steelers doing, and the referees as well. Flacco is going to pick us apart. This zone defense is awful, and he is just picking it apart like he's picking his nose right now. Can't stop them. Don't see how we recover. Holy hell, this is embarrassing. All true facts stated by you guys. They take a commercial break to look at this spot. Would not be shocked if they give Yoshifoss the first down, and then that'll not sure if it'll be first in goal or not for the Bengals, but they could be finding themselves in the end zone here soon. Back here in a moment. Welcome back. So after reviewing the catch by Andre Iosivas, they do uphold that he was half a yard short of the line to gain. So the Steelers got a break there because it looked like Joe Flacco was going to pick up the first down on the 4th and 1 sneak. And they're going to try it again here. And again, Flacco converts. More of a tush push that time than just a traditional QB sneak. Looks like the tight end, Drew Sample, was back there pushing him. Did anybody false start on the Bengals? Just asking. Since we're now all of a sudden handing out false starts on tush pushes. No? Don't want to check it? Okay, that's cool. Now it's first and goal for the Bengals, like we suspected. This will be from the 7-yard line. Flacco, handoff here to Pirine. Pirine lowers his shoulders and is going to get up to the 5-yard line here. It's going to be second and goal now. Mike Tomlin looking on with that squint look that he has here. Take 2 here. If he's going to pass it, look for number 1, bottom of the screen with Darius Slay. Flacco's looking his way. He takes the snap. Looking over the middle, fires in. Great play there. 5 on 5. Jalen Ramsey able to get in front of T. Higgins there and swat that ball away with his right hand. Incomplete. Higgins running an out there along the goal line. And Ramsey stride for stride with him. Able to get his hand in there and knock that ball away. Great play there by 5. He needed that one the way his night's been going. It's now going to be 3rd and goal here for the Bengals. This is from the 4.5. Flacco to pass. No pressure. Now rolls out to the right. Derek Carm is chasing him. Flacco fires in. Just threw that one in the dirt. The Steelers dropped like 7 guys back into the end zone there, including TJ Watt. And Flacco had like 3 receiving options among 5 or 6 Steelers. And he just takes the incompletion there. So great play there. Smart play, actually, by the Steelers. Why chase after Flacco when you know he is not going to be any sort of a threat to run it in? And the Steelers are going to force the Bengals to take 3 here. It's going to be 4th and goal. 23-yard attempt here from Evan McPherson, and it's right down the middle on that chip shot. And the Bengals are now up by 10, 20-0. And to make things even better, early on here in the first period, the LA Kings, on Warren Fogel's relentlessness right there, not even 5 minutes into the game, and the Pittsburgh Penguins are already down 1-0. So it's going to be that kind of night for Pittsburgh sports. 20-10. Now the score right there. Going to take another quick break in the Steelers offense with Aaron Rodgers. I think their last 2 drives have ended in picks. They need to put up any sort of points right here. Show a pulse. Some sign of life. Not going to take that break now. It's now 7 minutes and 55 seconds left here in the third quarter. Wonder what that dynamic is like. They're showing Flacco and Jake Browning on the sideline there. Goodness gracious. Kickoff here from McPherson is now on the way. I thought their punter Redcow was kicking him off. Going to be taken at the 5 again by Kenneth Gainwell, and he finds a hole up past the 30 to 35 and down at the 40. Great game there by Kenny G. And now they are going to show highlights of Flacco to Jamar Chase, because why not? Good God. And real quick here, ladies and gentlemen, SCSR Dad has entered. Welcome to the fun.
Yeah, what in the hell are we doing?
Just great stuff right there.
Oh, man. This is very frustrating.
Mm-hmm. Jumbo tight end set to the right of the formation here. Now Darnell Washington motions to the left. Pitch here to Jalen Warren, and he's going to get ahead for, I think, just shy of 5 yards right there. Great time to start running the ball now when you're already down by 2 scores. Should have done that from the beginning. Pat Freiermuth now comes out here. Steelers really teased us on the in the first quarter. They got the ball one time to Pat Freiermuth. They got it another time here to Roman Wilson, and they haven't touched it since. DK Metcalf and DJ Turner maybe one-on-one at the top of the screen here. Rodgers with Warren to his right, pitches it to him, running to the right here. Nice jump cut move to get past the man right there, and a first down gain of 6 yards for Jalen Warren. How about we get the ball in his hands more? He seems to be the only playmaker showing up tonight for the Steelers. 10 rushes, 56 yards for number 30. Why not get him involved in the passing game more as well? It's kind of curious there. Mike Tomlin, they have him over on the sideline. He's got his play card in front of his face. It's not like he's calling the offensive plays or anything. Jumbo tight end personnel again here, one on each side of the formation. Now Anderson rotates over to the right. Again, it's Warren running, and again, Warren, he got past the 30. Jalen Warren. Excellent run there. First down, Steelers. Those little pitches to the right to Jalen Warren have been working. The Steelers go from midfield to the 30, a gain of 20. Slipping past multiple tacklers. I wonder what happened there to Demetrius Knight. Did he just fall? Or no, he got pushed there by Sayamalu. He went like flying right there, and it didn't look like it took too much. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Jumbo tight end personnel stays out there. And again, a swing this time to the left to Warren. But this time the Bengals are better prepared for it. A gain of 3 there from Jalen.
They're now 1-0.
Yep, 1-0 already for the Pens.
Not for the Kings.
Or what? Yeah, 1-0 already for the Kings. It's going to be 2nd and 8 to give Warren only a gain of 2 there. Kenny G now in the backfield with Rodgers. DK Metcalf lined in the slot here. Rodgers going to throw a fade for Darnell Washington, and he never saw it. Darnell Washington was lined out wide to the left as a wide receiver, and they were going to throw a jump ball to him near the sideline, and Washington never saw the ball, was expecting it to come his way, but got his eyes up late. Now it's 3rd and 8. You're probably in somewhere between 45 to 50-yard range
2-0
for field goals.
Holy hell.
And the LA Kings take a 2-0 lead. Rodgers, Gainwell to his left. The Bengals blitz. Caught here by Roman Wilson, and he is going to get the first down. Hop, skipping, and jumping his way over a man as well. So the Steelers keep this drive alive again. Roman Wilson getting a big look there. Now Rodgers back to pass. They run hurry up here, throwing over the middle, and it's knocked down by Demetrius Knight. Flag on the play, though. Let's see what this flag is about. Flew immediately as Rodgers took that snap. Let's see what this is here. 2-0 Kings, by the way. Kevin Fiala on the back door taps one in past Arturs Shilovs. 2 goals in 6 shots for the LA Kings. Fantastic start there.
Looks like against Cincinnati.
They're still talking here.
Foul by both teams.
Foul by both teams. They're going to cancel out. So we got a holding on the offense and an offsides on the defense. Those are going to cancel out. And okay. Offsetting penalties. Aaron Rodgers might have done a little bit of politicking there, telling the referee, hey, look here. Oh, they caught the man. That's why the Steelers were running hurry up. They just caught Joseph Osai, the defensive end, as he was coming off the field in a personnel change for Cincy. And he was not running as fast as he could have been, so bet you he's going to get some brownie points with his coach on that one. Faking the end around here to Jonnu Smith. Now a screen to Darnell Washington, and he's going to fight out of it for a moment, and then the Bengals take him down. Big loss on the play for the Steelers. It's rare that you see a screen set up where Darnell Washington gets the ball. That's what was intended there, and it goes absolutely nowhere. The linebacker, rookie out of South Carolina, Demetrius Knight, held him on the play. Loss of 8. Throw here, and it's incomplete. Rodgers looking for a quick hitter to Jonnu Smith. DJ Turner over him. Able to swat that ball down and out of Smith's hands. 3rd and 18 now. Honestly, that's probably the best case scenario from that throw. Ball could have easily been tipped up. And now Turner, who just made that play, is down on the ground, grabbing at his calf. So he's probably having a cramping issue right here. 9 of you still in here right now in this absolutely embarrassing affair so far for the Steelers. While they work on getting DJ Turner off the field here. 3rd and 18. If you're the Steelers here, if there's something super wide open in the end zone, then you throw it there. If not, take it, check it short. Try to run it in. If not, settle for 3 here. You just need points any way you can coming out of this drive. Hey. 3rd and 18. Rodgers now relays the call into the huddle. 8 minutes left in the first period of the Pens and Kings. That first period has been flying by. Kenneth Gainwell to Rodgers is right in the backfield. 2 receivers to each side. Back to pass is Aaron, throwing over the middle. It's touchdown! And guess who it is? It is Pat Freiermuth. Take him off the milk carton. Pat Freiermuth has a touchdown. How about it? A post to the middle of the field for Muth. Great ball by Aaron Rodgers just over the Bengals defender. Freiermuth hangs on to it through contact. The extra point here from Chris Boswell is up, and it is good. And now, tell me, please, a sign of hope. First touchdown on the season for Pat Freiermuth. If you would have told me week 7 now, he'd be getting his first touchdown of the year, I would have called you crazy, but Pat Freiermuth finally gets his chance. Mike Tomlin did say in his press conference on Monday that Pat needs to be ready when his time comes. His time was right there, and the Steelers bring it back within a 3-point game. Flacco in the comments section. Touchdown, Freiermuth. Very much needed there from the Steelers. You needed points any which way. The touchdown goes a long way. Now, we just got to ask, can the defense stop a nosebleed at this point? We'll be back here in a minute. 17-20. The Bengals still up by 3, but the Steelers able to get a strike right there. Bring it back within a 1 score. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. A little blip on the heart monitor for the Pittsburgh Steelers. What has been a living hell for the past 2.5 quarters. The Steelers offense comes through with a clutch touchdown drive. Brings the score to 20-17. Kickoff here from Chris Boswell. It's going to be fielded at about the 6, brought forward by Samaje Perine, and his progress will be halted there at the 33-yard line. Aaron Rodgers, they just showed a minute ago, sitting on the bench, clapping it up, yelling at his defense, encouraging them, go out, get a big stop. And of course, to maybe jinx the health of Aaron Rodgers moving forward, the Amazon Prime Video here showing how the quarterback situation around the AFC North has played out. Aaron Rodgers, the only one still standing. So be 1st and 10 here for the Bengals. At their own 34, Flacco with a man in motion across. Takes the snap back, the pass hits Chase Brown, and he's got men in front of him, and that is going to be a loss of 3 on the play. Steelers sniffed out that screen play there to Chase Brown. Alex Highsmith, the first to greet him in the backfield. Cam Hayward finishing it off. Here's our first look at Joe Burrow on the sideline in a boot for his turf toe. First time they really showed that tonight. It's going to be 2nd and 12 here. Loss of 2 on the play for Cincinnati. Steelers have 5 near the line. They rush 4. Flacco back to pass, throws short, caught, and going to make it about 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4 here. T. Higgins gets the catch right there. 3 and out would be perfect right now for the Steelers. But 3rd down has not been their best tonight. Bengals, I believe, at this point are 4 and 6 or 4 and 7, something like that. 3rd and 4, Steelers rush 4. Flacco back to pass, throwing deep over the middle. He's got a man, and it's Andre Iosivas. Down at the 21-yard line. From 3rd and 5 to knocking on the door of the red zone. Deshaun Elliott, Chuck Clark dropping down from his deep safety spot. That left Darius Slay playing catch-up with Iosivas. And the Bengals, like that, are back into Steelers territory. From the 24 here, Flacco back to pass. T.J. Watt after him, gets rid of it to T. Higgins. Caught, gain of 6. Gang tackled by Deshaun Elliott and Patrick Queen. Watt almost getting to Flacco there. Could have had a chance to swipe that ball out of his hand as he was releasing it. Now TJ heads off to the sideline to catch a breather. As does Derek Harmon. 2nd and 4 with 1:10 left in the 3rd quarter. Under center, Flacco takes a snap, throws a quick slant to Jamar Chase, and that's an easy pickup. Darius Slay again trying to defend Jamar Chase on that slant. And that's all he's been doing lately against the Steelers, and they've had no answer for it. Now it turns to 1st and goal. Snap taken by Flacco, looking to pass, and it is just out of reach for Chase Brown, the running back leaking out of the backfield. Deshaun Elliott in tight coverage. 2nd and goal now. It's like Joe Flacco has a cut on his left non-throwing hand on the knuckle of his middle finger. All passes on this drive. They have not run the ball once, have the Bengals. 2nd and goal. Watt back out there on the field now. This will be from the 7 or the 8. Flacco hands off to Chase Brown. He's going to push ahead and get up to the 5. Wrapped up at the legs by Cam Hayward. 3rd and goal now. Do the Steelers have another 3rd and goal stop in them right now? We'll have to wait to find out that answer. 3rd quarter is in the books. 15 minutes left to go. And the Bengals are threatening to score once again. 20-17. Back here in a moment. Quarter number 4. Crunch time right around the corner. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Fourth quarter coming up in a moment. 15 minutes left to go. To the comment section we go. First off here, another $4.99 contribution from Freight Train, the Steelers TD bonus. Appreciate you, Freight Train, as always. Pat Freiermuth, his first touchdown of the year, brought the Steelers back within a score, but now the defense backs against the goal line once again. This will be from, I think, the 4.5-yard line, this 3rd and goal here for the Bengals. And Freight Train, just like you said, Steelers hope they get a stop right here. Also in the comments section, Joseph Bellissimo. Fantastic name right there. Welcome, Joseph. Steel Curtain with all capitals. They need to show that they are a steel curtain right here. 3rd and goal from the 5. Flacco to pass. Looking over the middle. Fires, and it's wide open. And no one was even covering Noah Fant. Touchdown, Bengals. And back out to a 10-point lead pending the upcoming extra point. Eight plays, 67 yards, all of them except for one passes. Flacco just picking apart the Steelers' defense again. McPherson, extra point. Up and good. 27-17, the score. Freight Train, yeah, we can't stop them. Game is over. That's what pretty much we just said here during the break. Even if Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers offense go down the field here and put up another touchdown, what faith do you have that the Bengals offense is going to be stopped?
What are they doing?
Pretty sure, looking at that quick replay, that a hands to the face was missed on TJ Watt. Not going to lie there. We'll have to see the another replay of that. Jeez. Joe Flacco now ties Tom Brady for most regular season passing touchdowns versus the Steelers at 30. Rodgers, hopefully a sign that good things are coming, just hit the smelling salts on the sideline. Last time we caught him on camera doing that, he hit DK Metcalf for an 80-yard touchdown pass over in Ireland. This is Keyshawn Williams this time bringing this kick back for the Steelers, and they'll be stopped at around the 30-yard line. They're showing again Jamar Chase and the night he has had. Had 10 receptions against the Green Bay Packers last week. He's got well over that tonight. I think he's got like 12. $14:51 left in this game. And if you're the Steelers, the way the defense is going, you got to go pretty much into 2-minute offense right now, down by 2 scores and your defense not being able to stop anything. Rodgers under center here. Pitches it to Jaylen Warren, running to the right. He's got a hole up past the 40, up past the 50, still going to the 40 and out of bounds. What a run there from Jaylen Warren. One play and the Steelers are back into Bengals territory. All 3 of the Steelers' top tight ends to the right of the formation there. Washington, Freiermuth, and Jonnu Smith. All 3 with key blocks to spring that run from Jaylen Warren. He is now over 100 yards rushing, 119 on 13 carries to be exactly. This is from the 36. Rodgers, the quick hitter. It's a screen to Freiermuth. He gets past the tight end. Knight stays in bounds, and Freiermuth out of bounds. Tiptoed the sideline. I think they kept him in.
Dragging him.
Just dragged the body. I think that was Knight, the linebacker. And how about DK Metcalf doing the blocking on that screen? Stiff arm to the linebacker Knight, then dragged the safety Geno Stone to the 18. Steelers are going with a bit more tempo here on offense. Snap to Rodgers. He wasn't expecting it. Got rid of it to Freiermuth. What was that?
What was that?
Major disaster averted there.
Oh, he's giving him hell.
Frazier and Rodgers not on the same snap count there. It got snapped early, and thank God it hit Rodgers in the chest, and he was able to catch it and then get rid of it. Jaylen Warren watches this next play from the sideline. DK Metcalf only 2 receptions tonight for 45 yards. He's been targeted on both interceptions for Rodgers. Taking the snap is Rodgers. Now Metcalf gets another reception. Screenplay here is going to get about half of what he needed. Slung down by Burks there. 3rd down coming up for Pittsburgh. Meanwhile, looking at the smaller screen here in the room right now, 2-0 will be the score between the LA Kings and the Pittsburgh Penguins as they head into the first intermission. Kings with 2 goals from Warren Fogle and Kevin Fiala. 3rd and 4th here for Rodgers. Darnell Washington motions over. Taking the snap, looking to pass to the left. Caught there by Darnell Washington. And the big man gets it out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
That's it, big boy.
6'7", 300 pounds. How about we give him the ball a little bit more when we're in the red zone? They did it right there. One-on-one with the linebacker, Burks. Nobody really traveled with him. It took both Burks and the safety Stone to knock him out of bounds. Now 1st and goal from the 4. Warren to Rodgers left. Gets the handoff. Warren gonna push and still pushing. Rugby scrum, and now it's forward progress gets stopped at the 2. 2nd and goal. Do that again. Get into the end zone for a touchdown. Jaylen Warren last week against Cleveland, 11 rushes for 52 yards. Tonight, 14 for 121. A breakout game of sorts for him tonight. Can he get it into the end zone? Rodgers under center. DK Metcalf lined up as a fullback. Great block by Warren. Steelers! Darnell Mount Washington. And he hits the 6-7 for the celebration. Picture perfect execution by the Steelers there. Jaylen Warren with a fantastic cut block on a blitzing linebacker.
Yep.
Rodgers fakes the handoff to Warren. Real quick, extra point up and good from Chris Boswell. So the offense is keeping the Steelers in this one. It's now 27-24. DK Metcalf lined up to Rodgers' right as he was under center behind the tight end Darnell Washington. Rodgers fakes the handoff to Warren. Warren gets a massive cut block on the blitzing linebacker, gives Rodgers his time, and he hits Darnell Washington for the score. Flacco in the comments. Yes, indeed. Could this be a game? Shades of week 1.
Come on, defense.
Shades of week 1. Could we be in for that when the offense bailed out the defense? They just need one stop.
Let's go.
One stop shifts the momentum immensely in this game. 27-24. 10 of you in here right now. Please, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button. We are up to 604 subscribers still on the channel, so hit that subscribe button if you are new here. On cue, Freight Train, touchdown bonus. If they don't stop them, it's over. Similar things we've been saying this entire time. Can we just get one stop from this defense? I wonder, they've had success passing the ball with Joe Flacco. Do they go away from that? They try to run the ball more. I'm still expecting them to sling the rock here. So please figure out some way to stop Jamar Chase and the passing attack on this drive. Back here in a minute. Thank you for the contribution, Freight Train. Back in a moment. Steelers defense needs to stop bad. Back, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, shit.
Let's kick off there from Chris Boswell heading the way of Taj Brooks and couldn't field it cleanly. He then got it in the end zone and knelt it down. Jeez. Talk about if that would have gone the Steelers' way. So now this drive here for the Bengals about to commence again. They just, as they were coming back from break, did the whole Mike Tomlin calling out Andrew Berry thing. This is going to be from the 20. So a positive there for the Steelers. Flacco handoff to Chase Brown running to the left. And they can't bring him down.
Come on.
The Steelers, they had the lane that Brown was using bottled up, and he bounced off of bodies and still got forward. But I believe they're giving him a first down. Now they're showing all the times Joe Flacco has connected with Jamar Chase. 25 for 36 tonight is Flacco. 237 through the air and 3 touchdowns. They did give Brown the first down at the 32. Faking the handoff to him here. Flacco rolling out. Hits Noah Fant, the tight end, and he's rolling at the 40, at the 50. Checked there by Joey Porter Jr., but the Bengals offense, just like the Steelers offense right now, they're showing that nothing is stopping them. Steelers didn't even really rush 3 that time. No matter how many guys they rush or how many guys they drop back in the coverage, Flacco is still finding the open man. Now in Steelers territory, this is going to be at the 44. Flacco to pass again. Deep drop here. Looking, fires, and it's incomplete. Great play there by, I think that is Jack Sawyer or Cole Holcomb, who got in there, got their hand on Flacco's arm as he released that ball. 2nd and 10 now. 9:36 left in the game, so still some time, but not a whole lot here for the Steelers to get the ball back, only down 1 score. Flacco takes the snap, screen play here to Jamar Chase. No idea how he caught that one. That was low. Got ahead for, I think, a gain of 4 or 5. Might have even caught a punch to the ribs there from whoever landed on top of him. 3rd down now. Can they finally get a stop? 3rd and 5. Someone make a play.
Please.
Someone go above and beyond and make a play here. Flacco reads all around him. TJ Watt takes his knee. Steelers rush for Flacco. Tossing over the middle. It's caught there and spinning off and still going is Jamar Chase.
Come on.
Down at the 24.
Jeez.
All of a sudden, The Steelers on this drive forget how to tackle.
Holy hell.
What's
Queen doing?
Why is Patrick Queen trying to shoulder him there?
What in the hell is he doing?
Wrapping up the tackler. I mean, Chase has probably got first down yardage anyways, but you save him from getting 10 extra ones there. Poor tackling there by Patrick Queen. Flacco, handoff here to Chase Brown, tripped up at the 20. Gonna probably have about a gain of 6 or 7 there. He's now up over 100 yards in this game, so both running backs, fantastic tonight.
Yeah, you don't know.
Jamar Chase, 14 receptions, 128 yards, and a touchdown. Back in the red zone is Cincinnati. This is going to be 2nd and 3 from the 17. Flacco with Chase Brown to his right, gets the handoff there, and this time he is going to only get a gain of 2. Flag is down in the backfield, though. So let's see if this puts the Bengals back 5 yards.
Yep.
They got the camera on the right guard, Jalen Rivers, and yep.
Because Queen was blitzing.
Patrick Queen blitzing to the backfield there, and Jalen Rivers.
He fell right on him. Oh,
A chokehold on Patrick Queen, draws that penalty. So take 2nd and 3 to 2nd and 8 here. Or excuse me, 2nd and 13. Maybe bring a little bit more pressure. At least you might draw a penalty here. Flacco in an empty backfield, looking to pass, firing over the middle, off the hands of Jamar Chase. Should have had that one. Instead, he sticks at 14 receptions on the game. It's now 3rd and 13. 17:07 is where the clock stopped at. Even if the Steelers can, for one time tonight, get a key 3rd down stop, settling for 3 wouldn't be the worst thing here. Flacco catching flies, his mouth wide open after Chase dropped that ball. 3rd and 13 from the 27. Back to passes Flacco. He's going to take a shot down the sideline, and it's incomplete. Don't you dare throw a flag. No flag.
Because, yes.
Joey Porter Jr.
Interfering with Porter more than anything.
T. Higgins and JPJ one-on-one down the right sideline. And this time, no call for PZ Jr. Maybe there was a bit of a grab there, but for all the phantom penalty calls on the Steelers today, they're owed one. This is going to be a 45-yarder from the middle of the field for Evan McPherson. Snap down, hold good, kick is up, and it is good. So the Bengals now with a 30 spot on the scoreboard. They are up by 6. But with the way the Steelers defense has been tonight, that is the best case scenario. So with 6:58 and the Steelers offense having back-to-back touchdown drives, they are now going to have a chance to tie up this ball game down by 1 score. Showing a commercial here. Haven't seen this one. New Head and Shoulders commercial for Joy Polamalu. And he just absolutely devastated whatever.
Looks like a baby Gritty.
It does look like a baby Gritty, the mascot for the Flyers. Now Aiden Hutchinson is in the commercial. This is confusing as all hell. Glad to see, though, that they're still using Troy Polamalu for this, because there has not been any other player with an immaculate set of hair since he left. I'm so confused. They just threw a shampoo bottle grenade at that thing. Okay, that's confusing. What isn't confusing is that we have a 6-point game. Steelers The offense, keep doing what you're doing. Need a touchdown drive here from Aaron Rodgers. Come in clutch again here, A-Rod. We're back in a moment. Steelers, Bengals, one-score game midway through the fourth quarter. We're back in a minute. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever pyrotechnics that the Bengals are shooting off after they put up points, it is just lofting around the field right now. It was really hazy on that last kickoff to the Steelers. This time it cleared up a little bit more. They also got flamethrowers shooting up over there.
Up in the air.
Yeah, fireballs into the air. Kickoff here is away, and it is going to be Keyshawn Williams fielding it out as one. Williams bringing it out up past the 30, up past the 35, and down at around the 37-yard line. Another great return there from Keyshawn Williams. He has been excellent in the kick and punt returns without Calvin Austin III for the Steelers for the past two games. Showing all the Cincinnati Bengals fans there maybe a bit more nerves now than what they had a little bit ago. Jalen Warren in the backfield, jumbo tight end personnel over here. Never mind, that is just three tight ends over here to the left of Rodgers. Makes a check under center here. Pitch here to Jalen Warren, running to the left and wrapped up there by number 99, Miles Murphy, who's filling in for the injured Trey Hendrickson tonight. Gain of three there on the play by Warren. 6:30 and counting down in this game. Warren lined up as a wide receiver now in the backfield with Rodgers. Rodgers making what looks like a full-blown change in play call at the line here. Smith and Washington, the tight ends to the left here. A pitch here to Warren. Warren is going to get wrapped up around the neck and taken down there by B.J. Hill. Another small gain. It's going to be 3rd and 6 or 5 here for the Steelers. Can't have this drive end on a 3-and-out here. Your defense just had a long drive against them. They held them to 3. You've got to convert a first down here. Kenny Gainwell in the backfield to Rodgers left. 3 receivers at the top of the screen. Rodgers just gave a little bit of a signal there of something. Let's see what it was to pass. Firing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Was looking for Pat Freiermuth at the first down marker over the middle. And the Steelers are going to punt it back to the Bengals. The broadcast crew picking up on the signal Rodgers was laying down there, whatever this is. And a 3-and-out. Corliss Waitman to punt again. Charlie Jones, the Purdue product, back out around his own 10 here. Waitman gets that punt away. Jones, he's going to fair catch. It's going to hit and downed at the 10-yard line. Jones giving the no fair catch signal. Lets it bounce, and it's about where he would have had it had he fair caught it. And Flacco in the Bengals offense taking the field. A 3-and-out for the Steelers offense. And things are not looking good Steelers have not forced a punt in quite some time. That's pretty much all they can settle for at this point. Freight train in the comments. Probably the ball game, not getting a score there.
Yep.
Agreed.
Yep.
Down 6. The Bengals have been getting at least into field goal range, and
shredding us apart.
Now, who's to say that they won't drain away the clock here? Back here in a moment. 30-24. We'll take it the rest of the way after this break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Backs are against the wall here for the Steelers. Down by 6. The Bengals with the ball on offense again after the Steelers. Offense went 3 and out. 2 runs and an incomplete pass. TJ Watt tonight, they just showed his highlights. Just 1 pressure on 32 pass rushes. 5:16 left to go. This ball is going to be at the 10 in Bengals territory. Flacco dropping back to pass. He's going to throw one down the sideline, and it's off the hand of Jamar Chase. He had one hand trying to fend off Brandon Echols, who was in coverage. First time we've seen Echols with Ramsey tonight. They've tried everyone else except him, and Echols gets the stop right there. One-handed catch attempt there by Jamar Chase. Couldn't hold on. 2nd and 10 now. Maybe more importantly there, stops the clock at 5:11. Every second crucial here for the Steelers. Steelers looking like they're going to rush 4, though they have the 2 inside linebackers dotted here. And are you
shitting me?
You shitting me? Joe Flacco, his statue ass, on 2nd and 10, just ran for a 13-yard gain, and nobody even knew it.
Nope. Holy hell.
1st and 10 again from the 22. If there's ever a death blow, that was it. Flacco back to pass. He's just going to huck one to the Steelers sideline here. Brandon Echols, a diving catch there, but well out of bounds. 4:21 now on the clock. 2nd and 10 again. Have not gotten to Flacco since the first quarter today. Second and 10, Flacco to pass again. Pressure all around, and there we go. Big loss on the play. TJ Watt and Cam Hayward, the 2 big guns on that defensive line. They finally are able to get to the backfield, and they take Flacco down. Watt think he's going to get credited for the sack. Hayward working on the center, Karras. Watt working his way around the right tackle, Mims. And that sets up a 3rd and 18. Clock still rolling, 3:45 and counting down. And the Steelers get a stop here. They're just going to run it and keep the clock rolling with Samaje Perine. He's only going to get a gain of 2. And the Bengals are going to punt the ball back to the Steelers. The defense, for the first time tonight, bailing out the offense when it was most needed. 4th and 17. Keyshawn Williams should get an excellent chance to return this ball here for the Steelers. The punter, Rakow, his heel is on his goal line. Snap it out of the back of the end zone. Snap is good to the punter, gets the punt away. This one is going to be fielded here at the 25 and brought back by Williams at the 40 and out of bounds on the Bengals sideline. So some decent starting field position here for Rodgers and the Steelers. They pop up the graphic right here. 36 career game-winning drives in the career of Aaron Rodgers. He's 3rd among active players behind Matt Stafford and our good buddy Russell Wilson. Rodgers receiving the play call here. 2:46 left in the game. Steelers have all 3 of their timeouts. The Bengals have 2. If I'm the Steelers, let's run the ball here. Ball at their own 42. A tight end and a wide receiver to each side of the formation. Rodgers rolling out of pressure to the right. Fires downfield.
Oh,
Just missed. I think it got tipped about 5 yards in front of Darnell Washington. Let's see the replay here. The linebacker, Logan Wilson, getting his hand on that pass there.
Yep.
Would have been a first down catch there to Darnell Washington. 2nd and 10 now. Gainwell the back to Rodgers left. The pass is A-Rod. Firing over the middle. Sliding catch made by Freiermuth in Bengals territory. No, that was Roman Wilson. Excuse me. His 3rd reception of the night. There's a flag, though, and it's on the offense.
Holy hell.
Flag on the offense.
Roger.
And it's Broderick Jones. Miles Murphy and Jones. That was soft. What a flop job by Miles Murphy to draw that flag. So now take away the first down to Roman Wilson. It's now 2nd and 20. 2:31 on the clock. Rodgers looking to pass. Avoids pressure, fires deep over the middle, and it's by Freiermuth at the 30, the 20, the 10, into the end zone. Freiermuth, the Steelers have tied up the ball game. Let's go. Freiermuth, welcome back. 2 plays, 58 yards. Big strike deep downfield. Rodgers to Freiermuth. 30. Extra point coming. Woo!
That's a hell of a play.
Hell of a throw by Rodgers. Pat Freiermuth. The yards after the catch. Extra point from Boswell. Down the middle. It is good. And the score has flipped. It is now 31-30. Pittsburgh with their first lead in quite some time.
Wow.
A strike from Rodgers. Geno Smith, the safety for the Bengals, could have very well picked that ball off if he was just a half a step quicker. But Muth catches it. No one behind him.
What a throw by Rodgers.
What a throw by Rodgers.
Wow.
Probably 30 to 40 yards of airtime there. He avoided also the pressure from Chris Jenkins, the defensive lineman as well. And again, excellent yards after the catch by Freiermuth. He takes off running like a bat out of hell. Gets the touchdown.
There you go.
He and Rodgers hug on the sideline. And the Steelers back in front with 2:21 left to go. This game far from over. So far from over. The Steelers defense, they now need to get another stop. Kickoff here from Boswell. It's going to be fielded by Taj Brooks at his own 3.
Oh.
Brought out here, stumbles a bit, then he slung down there at about the 29 to 30 yard line. I think they're going to spot it at the 30. And Joe Flacco comes back out onto the field. They just showed that Rodgers 36 game-winning drives, third most amongst active players. Flacco 29, that is fifth most among active players. Also, on a smaller side note, while the Steelers drive was going on, I was looking down at the smaller screen here. Not sure if it was a power play goal or not, but the Pittsburgh Penguins, they have made it a 2-1 game of Genny Malkin, yes, indeed, on the power play from Brian Rust and Eric Carlson. So, pretty much at the same time, 2 scores
2-2
by these two teams, and now it's 2-2. Is that Nola Chari?
Yep. The score.
That fourth line grinder, Nola Chari, he gets the goal, and the Pens have tied up the LA Kings. Back to the football here. Flacco dropping back the pass here. He's going to throw towards the sideline. Wide open, caught by Jamar Chase. Wide open. Nobody even near him on a comebacker towards the sideline.
Holy hell.
And I wonder, is Chase over 150 yards receiving tonight or what at this point? That takes us to the 2-minute warning. Chase stayed in bounds. So, not a good start to the Steelers' defensive drive right there. And now they're going to look to get into field goal range. Steelers still have all 3 of their timeouts, so they can get some sort of a stop, hold them to a field goal. If they get into that range quickly, they might have a chance to get the ball back. To the comment section, we go here. Freight Train again with the contribution. Can't believe it. Can we stop them? Touchdown bonus. Can we stop them? That is a question that the answer I give probably will not be liked by many. Also in the comment here, JR Marcone. I'm 35 and I can see the new white hairs coming in every week. This team, man, wouldn't be a Steelers game if you didn't have heart palpitations, if you didn't go through every single emotion, both known and unknown. When you say they're out of it, they come back. When you say they're going to win, they then let the opponent back in. And we're heading for a photo finish here. Can the defense get a stop? This 2-minute warning. They got to figure out some things here. Can they maybe dial up something that they haven't thrown the Bengals' way yet? Empty the playbook right now if you're the Steelers. Whatever your best shot is, you got to take it right now because they're going to keep dinking and dunking their way into field goal range with Jamar Chase. They've hit T. Higgins a couple of other times. Noah Fant has been a big target of Joe Flacco tonight. Just a real quick look here at the box score. Jamar Chase, 15 receptions, 143 yards and a touchdown. So he may break 150 before this one is over. Chase Brown, 106 yards receiving for the Bengals, or 106 yards rushing. Pat Freiermuth on that long touchdown pass there from Aaron Rodgers. He's got 4 catches for 106 yards. So on each side of the ball in tonight's game, each team has had a running back over 100 yards on the ground and a receiver over 100 yards in the air. Chase, the most yards gained by anyone with 143, followed by Jalen Warren, 16 carries for 127. 2-minute warning is passed. Flacco back to pass here, checks it down short, wide open, and there is the 150-yard mark for Jamar Chase. Out of bounds with 152. How he's getting this wide open is the biggest damnation on Mike Tomlin, Terrell Austin, and the entire $150 million Steelers defense.
How?
Both Patrick Queen and Chuck Clark both got sucked in
no kid,
on the fake screen, and that had Chase wide open across the middle of the field. 37 seconds, at the 37, handoff here to Chase Brown, wide, throw it now. They're in field goal range. Gain of 2 here. Steelers take their first time out. Honestly, if you're the Steelers at this point, if they go through the air and it's caught for a first down, just let them score at this point.
Yeah.
Save yourself as much time as possible because the offense is going to be your only saving hope. Evan McPherson warming up on the sideline. 7 for 12 on lead-changing field goal attempts this year. Aaron Rodgers looking on from the sideline, towel around his neck.
Done your part, dude.
Had a couple of bad throws in the first half. He's had an all right second half. Flacco to pass here. He's going to toss a go ball here for T.
Oh, my God.
And he slides down. A smart play by T. Higgins. He slides down, doesn't score. Jalen Ramsey again in coverage. Not his night to be put on an island.
Wow.
Sliding down at the 5-yard line is T. Higgins, and there's the kill shot. Steelers take their second timeout. They're probably going to run the ball here. Steelers will take a timeout. And then it'll be the field goal kicker, Evan McPherson. The Bengals, they would be dumb to run the football here or to try to score. If you're the Steelers, just let them go. Let them go. Flacco's just going to take a knee here in the middle of the field, center things up here for his kicker. Steelers do take that timeout. Their final with 1:37 left. This will be a chip shot for McPherson when he gets in there. Flacco again runs back to the huddle, probably going to take another knee here. Be second and goal. They can kneel it 2 more times here. And that'll take it down to, I think, just inside 20 seconds. Now Flacco's going to stay up here. Now he takes another knee back at his 15. So the clock now rolls. Steelers cannot stop it. And the Steelers, they need to pressure Flacco, make him take this knee as soon as possible. Aaron Rodgers on the sideline talking with his unit. And now the Bengals, looks like they're going to take a timeout here.
Taking it away game from
They took the timeout there. The play clock was expiring. So one more kneel down here for Flacco. He might dance around a little bit. let's say he takes another 3 seconds off the clock here. Then they can run it down to around 10 seconds, kick the field goal, and then the Steelers, they will be pretty much out of time. Under center, Flacco, victory formation, takes that knee, and now comes the field goal unit for the Bengals. We'll see if they take the timeout here or if they just kick it. Exactly 30, the game clock and the play clock synced up here, so 25 seconds on the game clock, 31 now on the game clock. They'll kick this with exactly 10 seconds. McPherson, the kicker, out. He's just warming up. It looks like the Bengals are going to take that time out. Their last. And they do. 11 seconds. The timeout gets taken by Cincinnati. 11 seconds. It's going to be pretty breezy or easy chip shot field goal here for McPherson. Real quick here. Been on stream for over 3.5 hours tonight. Freight Train here with what will probably be the final comment tonight. Thanks for the stream, Brady. Not the result we wanted unless he misses. Appreciate you, Freight Train, and the contributions you had for the touchdown scores tonight. Appreciate you as always, and every one of you who joined in tonight. 36-yarder, middle of the field here for Evan McPherson. And the kick is up and good with 7 seconds left. The Bengals take a 33-31 lead. And now you got to assume, well, you can't, squib kick it off anymore. So you're just going to assume that they're going to kick it as deep as they can here into the end zone. Well, maybe they might force a return to take a couple of seconds off the clock. Devoured again by Joe Flacco. Probably, who knows what the quarterback situation will be like for the Bengals here in about a month when these two teams meet again back in Pittsburgh. But if it was, that could be the final time Flacco might get one last laugh against the Steelers. Real quick before this kickoff, want to thank each and every one of you for joining here tonight. Going to shut the stream down here not too long after this game hits triple zeros. One final time, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, like, share, leave a comment, what your thoughts are on this game after the fact. This is going to be kicked into the end zone and knelt down there by Keyshawn Williams. So 7 seconds left here for the Steelers. You would have to have one hell of a play here where you can catch the ball and get it out of bounds and maybe set up Chris Boswell for one of his longest field goals ever. Bengals fans celebrating in the stands, players fist bumping on the sideline. This is going to be from the 35-yard line where the Steelers start this drive. They might immediately go into the lateral and pitch game here. We'll see. Maybe a Hail Mary if Rodgers can get one out to the sideline quickly. Thrown here, caught by Pat Freiermuth and out of bounds at the 40, so a gain of 5. And now 3 seconds. It's going to be a Hail Mary here. If there was anybody who is one of the greatest at Hail Marys, number 8 in black and gold right now. The Bengals dropping 3 players back near their own 35. The Rodgers have a miracle in them. Looks like we got Jonnu Smith, Pat Fryermuth, DK Metcalf, Roman Wilson. Rodgers moving all around. He's going to uncork it deep downfield, and it is going to be knocked away, incomplete. No Steeler really even close to making an attempted catch on that. And we said earlier to begin the stream, either the Steelers win and they pretty much lock up the North, or they lose, and now we are back left questioning, is this team truly a pretender or a contender? And that loss tonight brings that question to the forefront. Thank you all for joining me. We'll be back here tomorrow against, won't be a game stream. We'll be back here tomorrow night, probably around 5:30, something like that. That reaction Dad just had right there walking out, pretty much the most appropriate one. Final score, 33-31. The Cincinnati Bengals stunning the Pittsburgh Steelers. Joe Flacco again torches the Steelers. We'll be back here tomorrow night, 5:30-ish. Come back then. I'm sure we'll all talk and vent about it then. Gonna go shower the stink of this game off. See you back here tomorrow. Good night, everyone.